these pricks have failed me miserably.
Surrounded by pricks.
You stupid pricks!
Who are these pricks anyway?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 6 of the Prickast. Now, in case some people were wondering why I wasn't in episode 5, I have a simple explanation, and that simple explanation is none of your damn business. But anyways, moving on. Joining me once again are my fellow co-hosts, GB Go Burns.
Hi.
Hello.
By the way, you were supposed to host and open Prickast VI. You're welcome.
Yeah, and I still haven't got my gonk droid. I need a new wheelie bin, goddammit.
Gonk.
The YouTube sensation, it's Kane.
That's right. The number one Minecraft YouTuber. Yes.
And
I don't know.
ladies and gentlemen, we gotta give it up. The newly married Mike the Gaming Jew, who still laughs like an immature child every time he hears the phrase biggest dickus.
Yes!
Woo!
Works every time.
My bathwater will be on sale, guys, very, very soon. Married man bathwater, it's the way they go. Hello, everybody.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And joining us is our very first guest on the Prickcast. And this person goes by many names. Mr. Slowly, Blithering Buffoon, Captain Sense of Direction, but to us, he's simply known as Snake Frisia. Hello, Snake.
Hello, guys.
He's also known by Snakers, according to Red.
Ah, yes, if Red was here.
And-
Snipers!
Nika's freezer.
And speaking of Red, unfortunately, he can't join us this week due to real life stuff going on. But be assured, he will be back in the next episode. Mark my words.
The threat is real,
So,
Red.
gentlemen. It is. So, gentlemen, how are we all doing?
Doing good. You know, something I just remembered, you know, when we're talking about, like, people not being on the show and all that, I thought it's like we get one warning and then
You
like,
do.
if we're not on the next episode.
That's right.
The Gong Droid.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think so far me and GB, we're safe.
Yeah, we're
when
safe
it
for
comes to
now.
warnings. Yeah, UG and Red, they're on, like, the tipping point,
Yeah.
you know? But hey, I mean, you know... You got a Gong
Hey,
Droid
look,
now,
I don't
right?
care if I have to miss another episode. I want a gonk droid so I can kick it down the street. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
There you go. Just missed the next episode. Free Gonk Droid, innit?
Okay, spoiler alert for the next episode. UG will not be here.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Just kidding. But in all seriousness, Red, we missed having you here today. Hopefully you'll make it for Prickcast 7. If you don't, a gonk will find its way to Columbia, and it will find you.
I wonder how that thing's going to get through customs.
Oh, the gonk droid has its ways.
It has its ways, doesn't it? There's no way it's going to have to be told to bend over and cough by airport security, is it? Bend over and cough. Gonk!
Yeah.
Oh, God.
God.
Well, it's funny that you actually do mention airports because I think what a lot of people want us to talk about is last week, some of us actually got together to attend a wedding. Isn't that right, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? There was a wedding. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mind's a bit of a
some
fog.
yes. Some asshole that we know actually got married. It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know who it is.
Her name's Jess. Jess, that's him. I'm going to die
You
for
better
that.
pray to God she's not listening to this.
Oh, shit. Oh, dear.
Oh, Lord.
Nice knowing you.
1 week.
At this point, I'm welcoming the gonk now. I'm welcoming the gonk over that.
1 week. You could manage 1 fucking week.
1 week of blissful happiness, now the rest is downhill from here. That's what basically I've said to Jess. It should have been in my vows, really, but it wasn't.
Like I said, he couldn't forget about the airport. The way.
No. Hang on, I know where he's going with this. I know where he's right. For those of you who haven't
Here we
seen
go.
some of the footage, in true Snake Frisia fashion, he turned up to the airport. How many hours was it, boys?
6 hours over.
3-4
6
hours.
After we expected him to turn up, he is he turned up very, very. I mean, some would say fashionably late, but if you saw what he wore to my wedding, you wouldn't use the word fashionable. Sorry, Snake. I mean, you did look like a Dutch Colonel Sanders, but we won't get bogged down, will we? But yeah, so I mean, he turned up very late, and already me, Kane, and UG had been in the airport, in the hotel, in the bar, obviously propping the bar up. We were there when it first opened, me and UG. As soon as we came out, we were like, right, where's the fucking bar? Let's go.
In typical Irish fashion, I love it.
Yeah, he was. So we were propping the bar up, and then Chungus arrived, and we were sort of all sat there. We had a few bottles, a few glasses of the sauce, and then we got the amazing message that Captain Slow had landed on British soil. How he got through security is beyond me. I assume they didn't check his beard for smuggled things.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, it was that was the start, and then I think when the three of us were together, when the four of us were together, sorry, I think that was when it became sort of we knew something pretty special was happening, didn't we? And I'm not just talking about my wedding; that was special, but I mean the lead up to that was also incredibly special.
Yeah, definitely.
Us picking up Snake at the airport where we almost got arrested. That was pretty epic. I'm still surprised that we're not in some prison cell right now recording this episode, and GB's like, "Hey guys, how you guys doing in prison?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're doing all right. We're surviving."
GB's phone rings. You have a collect call from Heathrow Airport Penitentiary. Do you accept? It's the pricks. No.
Fun fact: I wouldn't be calling. I would just send a message on DMs, and if y'all didn't reply, I would just assume the worst.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be far off, really, to assume the worst.
It still amazes me that when we were all like waiting in the airport and then slowly arrived, and like Kane just said, how we didn't get arrested or kicked out of the airport is beyond me.
Well, another thing as well, when we were calling for him, the man just fucking went the other way.
Oh my god, yes!
Right, he went left.
He came out of the arrivals lounge, right, into open air, and we saw him, and I immediately shouted, "Slowly, you bastard!" And he turned around and walked off. It's like at that moment, if you could play that sound, it was at this moment he knew. Fucked up. And he tried to run back and get on his little Dutch aeroplane and fuck off back to Holland. Nope. Sorry, Slowly, we chased you through the airport.
I mean... Literally, if you watch the video, we literally ran up some stairs.
Yeah, we did. We ran up the wrong escalators, I believe. I think I did anyway. Mm-hmm. But at that time, I was pretty 3 sheets to the wind at that time.
Yeah.
And then we had a bowing down moment, didn't we? Where actual peasants who had nothing to do with us and what we do also took it upon themselves to bow down to Mr. Slowly right in the middle of the busy road as well.
That was hilarious.
That was fucking gold. I'm so sad we didn't film that. I'm so sad.
I know.
That would have been amazing.
It was an incredible experience. And I'm sure it was very humbling for you as well, Mr. Slowly, wasn't it?
I was shocked.
Well, I wasn't shocked at you.
Do it.
Oh, come on, man. You knew it was
going to happen. You would actually do that.
Yeah.
You knew it was going to happen, Mr. Slowly. For all the amount of ribbing we give you, you are quite well revered within this community.
And how long did that happy altercation last?
About 10 minutes before I started yelling at him and his beard.
Oh, yeah, and we got 2 noise complaints from the manager.
Oh, yes. This was the first day still, by the way. This is the first fucking day. In fact, this is the first hour we were all together. Me, Snake, UG, and Kane, we were all together. For the first hour, we'd had a complaint from hotel management that we were far too loud. That was the first complaint. So then we dialed the tone of our yelling down, and the manager came back an hour later, said, now that we are being complained about because we've done too many expletives, as in we've said shit, fuck, piss, bastard, knobhead, cunt, and all the above and below. Far too many times, and we got told off for that as well. And it was at that point we sort of decided maybe we should make a move.
Yeah,
out. Yeah, even when the manager told us that about the swearing, I literally just went, "What a crock of shit!"
It is a crock of shit, though, isn't it? It really was. Yeah. We were just obviously, and there was some random person there as well. Some random lady was there who overheard our conversation. Oh, yeah. Someone else want to tell the story, or I don't know if I should.
Yeah, sure. I can tell it. So, I think we were talking about YouTube-y stuff. I think we were talking about, subscribers and all that. And I think we were talking about some video ideas that unfortunately never came to be for what we would do while we're down here. But the one person came up to us and he asked she asked if we were YouTubers and all that, and we were like, yeah, we're YouTubers, and well, that was actually pretty funny when that happened.
Yeah,
It's
we
like-
all gathered a new subscriber out of that, didn't we?
Yeah,
That was pretty
I
cool.
thought it was funny.
I mean, I wasn't expecting
George,
anybody
what-
else to overhear it. Do you know what I mean? I thought we were just
Yeah.
having a conversation in our own world. In our world, we were the only ones there. We didn't realize there was other. It's probably why we got yelled at so much.
No, but the one thing like about that bar that we were in, Mike, you might actually remember this. Like when I went up to the bar, that female that was behind the bar, by the way, total bitch, by the way, and she wouldn't take like 50 pound notes from me, which I was like, okay, no problem. I'd run across the way, get change, and come back. But here was the part that I actually found funny, and I told Mike this afterwards. They do like you're changing shifts, and like a new guy came on. I handed him like a 50 pound note, and he took it.
Yeah, I think she just didn't like us from the moment we arrived. We were just a bit gobby.
That's
and
okay.
shit.
That's okay. We didn't like her much either.
No, we really didn't. We really didn't. She wasn't very nice. So if you are listening to this and you work at the Hilton Garden and you were on the bar when 4 loud YouTubers were sitting there talking, you just quite politely go fuck yourself.
Oh shit!
I think I was the only.
Oh well.
I think I was the only person who noticed that anytime like she passed us, she would just give us like such a like dirty look. And I just got
the Death Star
every
glare.
time.
I noticed that
Yeah.
as well. It's like, I thought it was because of me, because when I arrived, I asked for a drink immediately, and I was confused on what was going on because it's like my first time going down to London in years, and
Oh, I don't know. Some random guy walks
Yeah.
into a bar. What do you expect him to do? Just sit there and twiddle his thumbs, you bitch?
exactly.
I know,
Like,
yeah, the whole point
if
of
I'm
being in a
going
bar
to
is booze.
if I'm going to a bar, I mean, I don't know if anyone knew this, but bars are where drinks are made, and you can get
No.
drinks to drink. Now, I don't know. This is a very new concept. This is, but you can actually get these drinks, and you can give the person serving drinks money, revenue, dosh. So that I can get my drink, and they can get a little bit of money. But
Yes.
evidently,
Did anyone
this
actually-
staff member didn't like it.
Yeah. Did anyone actually notice what I did when we left?
No.
Oh, was it you flipping the bird?
Something like that. We were leaving, and like she was still there, and most of you like were walking ahead of me. I just looked at her and flipped her off.
I was too busy flipping Mr. Slowly off.
Poor son.
We know
dear.
that.
Like, good to see you, Mr.
Oh.
Slowly. Here's a middle finger, you bastard.
GB, you're saying something? Like your mic went off for a second.
Oh, I did? No,
Yeah,
I was
I
just
thought
laughing
you
in
were
the
gonna say something.
background, enjoying the story.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying something. I'm stupid then. Oh, well.
Right, so that was day one, right? That was day one.
It's all downhill from there.
Yeah, so
Well,
day two. What did we do on day two? It's not foggy.
Hold on there a sec, Mike. Just before you move on, do we have to like bring up the scenario of us trying to get out of Heathrow?
Oh yeah.
Oh!
Yes.
Yes!
Bring it up. Tell the story.
Right, I'm
Eugene,
keeping
tell
quiet.
us.
Someone else bring that up. Come on.
Eugene,
Otherwise, I'll get
please.
very
Let's-
bogged down again.
Let's give Snake the floor.
Oh, okay.
Snake, go ahead.
Do it.
Well, okay then. Mike decided to lead us out instead of asking for directions first.
Oh,
He
no.
went straight. He went straight to the taxi. I think taxi station. You've seen videos if you have been with us. Anyway, of course he got bogged down very easily, and he keeps blaming me. Very normal. No problem with that. But then he decides to lead us out the wrong way. And then gets us on paths where we're not supposed to be. Well,
Oh,
he did
yeah.
get us back. He did get us back. But only after we had many discussions about where to go.
Snake, you don't mind if I quickly interject in the conversation?
Go ahead.
Shall we also bring up how because of Mike's antics at the airport and leading us the wrong way, we almost cheated death twice because of it.
I was hoping you wouldn't.
Yeah, we're bringing it up. Snake, you can continue now if you want.
So after we cheated death a few times, eventually we got back to the taxi stand for a common taxi. Well, that was almost the end of day one, because we went to Mike and Jess' house after that. And yeah, well, I'm not saying much, but I do know that that night was not my best night ever. Okay, let's get on to the second day, and let's start with Kane. How about you talk about the second day?
All right. Well, before we get to that, there's one thing I actually kind of want to mention. Regarding Mike's house. It's a lovely little house. May I just say, you have a lovely little setup, Mr. Mike. But there's one thing that kind of did annoy me. That shaved rat that kept barking at us. Oh, God.
For those of you who don't know, he's talking about Jess's Chihuahua, Caviezel.
Look.
Notice how he said Jess's Chihuahua.
Because it is, man. It's not my dog. I don't like him, right? I don't.
Are you sure, though?
I can't be doing with the man.
I don't know, man. I asked Jess the same question, like whose dog is that? And I got conflicting answers. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, let's just avoid any confliction from now on and say that it's Jess's doggy. All right. It most certainly wasn't my choice for a name. And I agree with you completely. He's a complete tosswomble. Literally everything the man stands for.
Jesus.
Everything.
It was kind of funny, like. It was kind of funny, like the whole time, like Mike was like trying to catch the little fucker, and then when he finally caught him, he just threw him into the kitchen and locked the door.
Well, yeah, don't get me done by animal services here for cruelty to the dog. I mean, he technically doesn't count as a dog, so it doesn't matter.
Agreed.
Don't forget as well. I think while you were trying to catch that fucker, he started pissing about or something, right? Like,
yeah,
he pissed.
Little dickhead pissed on my
behind the couch.
Yeah.
Wait, he did.
Yeah.
Fucking little bastard, man.
That's what Chihuahuas are. They're high-strung.
Yeah, I mean, I should have guessed, really, given Milady and all that she was going to get a dog that fitted her personality, small and high-strung. But, I mean, he's an annoyance, but I tend to try and avoid him as much as I can. Less said about him, the better, if I'm honest.
At least it's not a pug.
But I'm just going to touch on this real quick before we move on. That dog just kind of reminds me of Mike. He just never stops yapping.
Well, now hang on a minute. No.
I mean,
that's most unfortunate of a comparison, that is, isn't it?
I'll be honest, Eugene.
I mean, I agree, but fuck off.
I kind of have to disagree. You see, with Mike, at least there's an off button, You just have to mute his mic. There you go.
Or you don't have to do his so that I don't talk the next day.
Yeah, basically.
And that moves us nicely on to day 2, doesn't it?
Yes. Oh, yes.
It does.
So day 2 was essentially I had one stag do, but it was split up in 2 days. So the first part of the day was meeting up at heading to a local, I say local, 30 minutes to walk there, but it was a local pub, a place called the North Star, in a lovely little wooded part of my village, and it's a very nice little place. I was also there with a couple of my friends from real life as well, Jay and Alex, and their father, John, was there with us as well. So it was just a lad's occasion where we were going to have a few beers, a little bit of food.
Or a bottle of Schweppes in your case.
Oh, yes. The greatest video.
Yes, Mr. Slowly.
You are leaving something out.
What am I leaving out?
The first part of the day.
Oh God, the first part of the day was oh my God, we went to an electronics store, didn't we?
Oh yes. Yes.
Mr. Slowly, one of you guys tell the story about what happened there? I'm sure people have seen it, but let them know.
I'll take this one. So we were I met Mike at his place, and we waited for Kane, and once again Slowly was the last to show up. I
must point out as well, he actually arrived in a Jaguar. Mr. Slowly turned up that day in a Jag. Yeah, that genuinely it's a shame Red isn't here now, because he wouldn't believe it to save his life.
Pity we
Anyway,
didn't take a picture of it, but anyways. So we walked to like an electronics store and Snake wanted to go in there. So while we were all in there, we kind of came across a PS5 and Snake, Kane and I kind of thought, Mike's getting married. There's a PS5 right there. It's a no-brainer, right, guys?
Not only that, we've been planning that for a couple months now. You know, even long
True.
before starting this podcast and even before we were going to go down there. That's another thing.
Mm-hmm. But I think like the original idea, we were like going to get him like an Xbox, I think. But once we saw the PS5, we were just kind of thinking, yeah, we got to get him that.
Yeah. Fuck the money. It's a PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the idea. That was the idea. The PS5, the latest generation. Scrap the Xbox, get him the PS5, so he can migrate the existing games to that one.
Yes, and I do have to say, gentlemen, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much, because it was probably the most humbling day of my life. I've always regarded you guys, and of course Red, who isn't here right now, but I've always regarded you guys as, brothers and very close parts of my life, essentially. But even I was stunned at the insurmountable generosity that you guys have displayed. So, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys, and that's about as sentimental as this fucking podcast is going to get. All right, let's get back to normal. Slowly, you're a dick.
Well, the best way to describe that whole ordeal was, like I've joked about it a few times on, my previous stream and even on the community post that I made of it. Mr. Beast is like, I'm gonna give $5,000 to some random fucker I don't know. All of us, Snake Freesia, UG Outlaw, and yours truly, Mr. Big Kane. We're like, you know what? Hold my PS5, Mr. Beast. We're giving a man a PS5. Fuck the $5,000.
Yeah.
We're giving you a PS5.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was that wonderful, wonderful fucking moment of kindness and generosity that happened. And that was the morning of the Tuesday. Then the afternoon. Well, would you say lunchtime on the Tuesday we met up? I think it was, wasn't it? Or was it a little bit later? Like we went to the pub.
We got there around 1, I think.
Yeah.
I believe it was like 1 p.m. we got there. Just after lunch.
After one hell of a walk.
Oh, yeah. It was.
Oh, yeah.
It was a bit of a walk, yeah. But Mr. Slowly had said many, many times he's excited to have a walk around. So I thought, public transport and taxis, what's the point? Let's get him walking. And at this point, I should inform the listeners that Mr. Slowly was in fact wearing clogs. So I thought it'd make it very difficult for him to walk so far in clogs. He wasn't wearing clogs.
No.
He wasn't. But I bet everybody that heard that just went, I knew it. I knew it. Everybody who listened to me say he was wearing clogs has just gone, I knew it. So, yes, well, you're welcome. So, yeah, we did an incredibly long walk to this. It was a lovely pub, though, wasn't it? It was a lovely, quiet little pub.
Oh, it was. It was a nice area.
Oh, and the day was gorgeous as well. It was absolutely boiling. So, obviously, we started the booze. We were going to do some pool, but then 2 fat angina attacks waiting to happen decided to nag the table for the whole fucking time we were there. And if I don't find out that those 2 chaps have passed, fucking kicked the bucket and shuffled off the mortal coil very soon, I should be gratefully upset. But yeah, so we decided to get the drinks flowing and stuff. And then I was being bullied into eating food when all I wanted to do was just have liquid lunch. We ended up ordering some food, which, by the way, was a fucking delicious burger, what I had. Oh, my God.
There is something you've forgotten, Mr. Mike. Something that we
It's still a blur.
It's an item that Mr. UG Outlaw acquired for you. Am I not mistaken, Mr. UG Outlaw? Am I not mistaken?
All right. This is how it happened. Like, I think, Ken, you were with me, and I was walking up to the bar, and you and I were just casually having a conversation. Next thing you know, I just saw the bottle there in the corner, and straight away I looked at you. You looked at me. We never said anything, and I just said to the lady, "Sorry, can I get a bottle of Schweppes there, please?"
No, but I think what you should explain before that is why that was so prevalent. We wouldn't have thought to think of that unless we hadn't seen everybody drinking alcohol and Mr. Slowly going to the bar and ordering the world's smallest bottle of Schweppes tonic water.
We saw him drinking that beforehand, and we're like,
Yeah,
oh my
and
God.
it was such a small bottle. He's like, oh, it's very refreshing, Mike. I'm like, no, it fucking well isn't.
Why? My question is, why don't you have something to mix with it? That's my question. Like, if you're having tonic water, you need to have something to mix it with. You know?
Yeah, that's just unusual. Yeah,
I don't know.
I
I mean,
understand.
people can like what they want, but I mean, I'm just very much confused. You know.
Yeah, it was an I don't know. It was a very interesting choice of drink, shall we say? And for those of you who don't know, Mr. Slowly, of course, doesn't drink alcohol. For those of you listening, so he's. I mean, there's many times throughout the wedding week where he did things that nobody has ever done before. So on a stag do, he chose to drink no alcohol. For the whole time, he chose to drink no alcohol. He turned up to a wedding in sportsdirect.com shoes.
I love that still.
We'll get into that later on. But yeah, I mean, the food was good there, right? We had a good laugh, had a couple of beers. I drank a Schweppes tonic water that made me vomit.
Yes.
I also realised that I am far more out of shape than man who is 79 years old, as we had the leg stretching contest with Jane Alex's father, John. Where you put your toes together.
Oh God, yeah.
Keep your back straight, keep your legs straight, and try to touch your toes. I couldn't reach mine. Slowly could, and so could the 79-year-old John as well. He could as well. So I got shamed there.
Yep.
Oh God, what about the table thing as well? Like where I can't remember what you were doing, but it's like something to do with a table and like stretching.
Oh yes, the fucking yes. Because Jay, one of my friends, is a black belt in Shotokan karate, and he was stretching his leg out on the table and saying, "Oh look, I'm a fat 50-year-old builder now, and I can still do this thanks to karate." I was like, "Oh shut up, that's kill me." So I tried to do it, and I think what I did was I made one of the ligaments in my leg fuck off home for the winter because I was crippled and on the floor, and it wasn't. It really wasn't.
I remember that. I came back in like because I think like I was on the phone from home, and I just came in and I saw Mike on the floor, and literally my first reaction was, "Don't tell me he's drunk already."
I'd love to have been that I was drunk, but no, it's just because I'm so fat and out of shape. It's absolutely embarrassing. It really is, gentlemen.
I thought I was the fat one. Come on, man.
You're in better shape than I am. Bloody hell. And so basically, yeah, we had a bit of beer there. We had some food. It was a lovely little experience. Then we walked back to my house, where we attempted to set up the PS5, didn't we? We went through the basic startups.
Mike.
Yes, Mr. Slowly.
You're forgetting a little thing.
Right, listen. That whole bloody week is a blur. If I forget something, please do jump in and say something. So go ahead, Mr. Slowly. What am I forgetting?
Okay. You forget we were teasing you about the food. Remember? You were only going to get a salad, right?
Oh yeah, you bastards are trying to convince me I could only eat a salad. You must be.
I remember now. That was brilliant.
Yeah, so for the listeners, basically, these gentlemen had all conspired to offer me a plate full of lawn trimming. Like, that's going to soak up any booze. Honest. Just embarrassing. I don't do salad. I don't do fruit. I literally don't drink cider. What did I say to you, UG, when you said, do you want a cider?
I think it was just like you don't drink fruit, or you just told me to piss off or something.
I think the second time I might have told you to piss off, but the first time was it's got apples in it, isn't it? And I don't do fruit, so leave it at that. I just don't. I can't, man. I can't do fruit. Do you know what I mean? Fruit is just. I don't do fruit. I don't do veg. I smoke. I drink. I can't touch my toes. That's what we discovered from this wedding week. Another thing we did discover, though, was on the Wednesday. And on the Wednesday, gentlemen.
Jesus.
On the Wednesday, I was, in fact, incredibly hungover and almost at death's door. But had 2 go-kart races, didn't we? It was 40-mile-an-hour go-kart races. They were electric, so I did feel very dirty. But nevertheless, I was able to wash away the dirt with the genius of my driving skills, because I won! I won both times! In your face, Beardy, or at least in your avatar, because that's all I can see right now.
Dirty cheater.
Jesus Christ!
Get a black flag twice.
Yeah, I got a
think
black flag, right? So this. Let me explain this to you, and I don't know why this didn't resonate the first time, chaps, but I got a black flag, which means I got stopped for 30 seconds and told off for skidding round corners. I was held back for 30 seconds and was still able to catastrophically beat every last one of you. Do you know why? Because I'm a driving god, that's why. They held me back for 30 seconds and I was still able to cream every last one of you. What do you think of that, Beardy? And the others?
Hey, Mike, you did drive me to get better.
Yeah, I did. Because you were
get
trying.
better.
You were trying to level up to my driving godness. You didn't. So.
You were so smug right there. You were so smug.
I genuinely don't remember being that smug.
Well,
you were smug.
Got it on camera. Really
I'm
on camera,
smug facing
Mike.
right now. It's a shame this is a video.
Yeah. Anyway, I did congratulate you, remember?
You did, but that was like getting blood out of a stone or money out of a Jew. That was just terrible, man. You left it so long.
That's a
Well, what did you want him to do?
I expected him to say, Mike, you are a driving god, certifiable.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah, well, just it doesn't matter how many times I beat him at go-karting, does it? He's never going to call me a driving god. But that's fine, because sometimes the best thing about being a god is that not everybody believes in you. So,
I have another thing I'd like to bring up.
Yes.
So, on the second race, now, yes, you may have won, but you won after you rammed me and hurt my poor foot. My foot hurts still. My foot still hurts, man.
Right, well, do you think of it as a war wound, yeah? I mean, what I must explain, though, is that I didn't intentionally ram into you. What had happened is you lost the back end of your go-kart you saw me behind you, you got a little bit frightened, and that's okay. Driving god, who wouldn't be frightened? So you were ahead of me, and you took a corner far too fast. You skidded out of the way, and then I just happened to give you a little love tap.
I didn't even know you were behind me. I was thinking like it was a fucking UG or some shit, I mean, like, I didn't care who was behind me as long as it wasn't that one couple that was on the track. Like,
oh, Jesus Christ,
yes, an absolute stereotype that has just been fulfilled. There was an Asian woman driver on the go-kart track with us. Everybody was stuck behind her. It was like the safety car at Formula 1. Absolutely awful. Everybody was stuck behind her.
Mike, just before you continue, I'm just going to say, not my wife. Continue.
Yes, it was. It wasn't UG's wife, but it was an Asian female driver. And I'm not being sexist or derogatory to people of other countries and whatnot. But what I am saying is, she was pretty fucking awful, and her partner wasn't
slow.
Either. Yeah,
they were extremely slow. We found people that were slower than Snake Frasier. How is that possible?
Yeah, for the first time ever, Snake actually overtook people on a track.
What's going on there?
I do have my footage still, and I will be uploading the full race, so you guys can really get a true taste of what it is to be a driving deity. But yes, I mean the go-karting was phenomenal. It really was.
Well, I still kind of owe you, Mike, because I know at one point you passed me and you flipped me off, and then I kind of flipped you off, and who got in trouble? Me.
Yes, you did. You did get in trouble for flipping me off, didn't you? It's because I was being very conservative with my middle finger. That's why I was only doing it when no marshals were nearby to see me.
Hold on. I remember during one of Snake's videos, you kind of passed him and you had your middle finger up in the air like a cheerleader. I know that much.
Yes, I did, yes. I mean, who didn't want to flip him off when they drove past him? This whole time he's like, "Ooh, I drive a car in real life, Mike. That means I might beat you." And then I smoke past him and go, "In your face, Biddy!" I must have said "in your face" about 1 million times. And the astonishing thing was, I was literally dead all that morning, wasn't I? I was absolutely dead.
Oh, dude, you were fucked.
I had a beer and had 2 sips from it and left it. And if you know me, that's not me. That I must be ill if I'm leaving a beer like that.
Very disappointed.
I mean, basically, when we got to the go-karting, it's kind of like you regenerated in a way. You got all your energy back.
Yeah, it was so weird. It's almost like I knew that this is the one time I cannot flake. regardless of whether I'm literally at death's door or not, I couldn't have flaked because I'd never hear the end of it from every single last one of you that were there. I would never have heard the end of it. So I thought, I'm going to have to do something. And then obviously once I got in the go-kart, the adrenaline pumped and took over. So I was, I was fine, and I was being incredibly reckless on that track. And I was. I'm probably not allowed back to team sport go-karting in West London ever again, but, whatever.
Yeah.
I did get in trouble.
Hold on, I got a question, like, for all of us, like, when we were doing the go-karting. Did anyone notice, like, how stiff the steering was?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yes,
my
yes.
hands were really, really sore. I had to explain to Jess that it was from go-karting and not motivation.
Jesus H. Christ.
It was terrible, though, wasn't it? It was really, really stiff. I saw Kane constantly doing, like, opening and closing his hands as he was going down straightways. He'd let go of the steering wheel and be, like, opening and closing his hands to try and get some feeling back
I was
into
doing the same thing.
That's what I was doing, like...
Because,
if you want to go... Alright. Well, basically, like, the problem is like, my right hand, like, part of it is, like, a little bit dislocated, because years ago I actually hurt it, when I was, doing, like, DT tech and all that, like with woodwork and all that. I hurt it a few years back when I was younger. Well, the problem is sometimes it kind of likes to pop in and out, from where it is, And during that whole go-kart, I had to literally, like, flick the hand around, like, had to move it around, and it felt like the bone was going up and down, That's how it felt, to be honest. It kind of felt crazy.
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable. 100% agree with you there.
That's different from my experience.
Oh.
I never had an issue with the grip.
Well, obviously not. You weren't driving fast enough, you idiot.
Yeah.
I was driving fast enough. I did.
Yeah, you weren't. You didn't drive fast enough to beat Mike.
Wait a second. I did overtake you and UG.
Let's not talk about that part.
Yeah, when you tried to maneuver me, bearded buffoon.
But anyway, regarding my experience, I just gripped the steering wheel, and I had no issues turning it around. It was a bit tough to move back and forth, but holding it was never a problem for me. And maybe that's because of my profession. I'm used to holding something very firm.
Whoa! Disclaimer, Mr. Shirley, for Grinder.
For work moment. Hey up.
Thank God I wasn't the only one that was thinking that.
Don't forget, at the airport, I told Mike to grip my hand very firmly.
God, I remember that as well.
I didn't even feel the pinch he tried. Nothing.
No, you didn't. But you felt the pinch of me slaughtering you on the go-kart track, and that's really all people is going to remember.
That wasn't
This
even
is
a pinch.
never going to end.
I'll be honest, Mike. I'm surprised that you were still able to drive after Snake crossed your hand at the airport.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
He was breaking the bone just like that. I hit the cracks.
I knew that his humiliation on the racetrack was imminent a couple of days later, so I decided to, just allow him to feel like he's won for a second, and then it worked out nicely. He underestimated my driving skills because of my show of underestimating beginning, I think.
Did anyone else notice, like, even before the start of the second race, Mike got out of his go-kart, ran over to Snake, kind of started tapping him in the helmet, and ran back to his own kart?
Yeah, unfortunately, that wasn't on film. Actually, it might have been on film because I was wearing the GoPro at the time. I wasn't sure if it was on at that moment. But yeah, I did. I ran over and slapped him on the head and said, "Beardy, you're going down." So yeah, I'm into. You know what? I'm interested. Seeing as GB's been quiet this time, I'm interested to know what he thinks about my epic victory over everybody in 2 straight races.
Rigged.
Oh, come on, man!
I agree. It is
He
indeed
has one thing to offer. It's the word rigged. I can't believe it. Because I know Red immediately said afterwards.
Yeah, we didn't believe it. We're like, what? Mike actually won? No way.
Yeah. Why is it such a shock? To be fair, I was quite shocked myself, I must admit. No, I was like, holy shit, I actually won. Oh my god.
I mean,
I
be
think that
fair,
when Red
you
found
used
out-
dirty tactics to win, Mike. So I mean,
You
I don't
did.
know how.
No,
You to me, you got black flagged. You know, you've been a bit of a bastard on the track, to be honest.
I mean, there was
You
no
got me in
rules.
trouble, you wanker.
There wasn't
Yes,
any
that
rules,
too.
so it's fine.
Yeah.
There were rules, Mike.
Yeah, but I wasn't
Don't
paying
forget
attention, was I?
video. Typical you.
So can it or shave your beard?
I did enjoy watching the
another-
race from Snake's perspective, so I'd also look forward to your perspective of the go-kart race.
Oh yeah, I mean, my perspective is I'm gonna feature a ding counter at the bottom for the amount of times I overtook Mr. Slowly. Expect it to be in the triple digits, easy, and that's in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, don't forget to include a ding counter for how many times you tapped someone else's go-kart, Mike.
Oh yes, break the
Didn't
rules.
happen.
Yes, it did.
Right, look, listen, they do tell you that you're not allowed to tap, all right? But if somebody as stubborn as Captain Beardy Bastard is in my racing line going at 2 miles an hour, how am I supposed to get past him without giving him a tap into the tyre wall? I don't
Oh, yeah.
understand.
Don't forget the one couple as well. They go 1 mile per hour.
Yeah, well, I have to... No, I did ram them a couple of times. I think she got the idea after I'd hit her a few times. Just move out of the way. Just move out of the way.
Chris Brown.
Oi, oi, calm down. I'm not an NFL player. I didn't mean I physically hit her. I just meant I tapped her. But
Brilliant.
yes,
So immature.
it was brilliant though, wasn't it? It was a bloody good day, the go-karting. And then obviously after the go-karting was finished, I died again. I went back to being dead when the adrenaline had wore out, and we went back to my mate Jay's house. Well, yeah, we did steaks and we did Van Damme, and it was pretty awesome. And then and so I mean, I'll let you chaps talk a little bit about what happened at the Van Damme thing. There was a couple of moments in one of his films in particular where somebody's face amongst us lit up, truly, when Mr. Van Damme's arse was on the screen.
Who's taking this one?
So,
Who's taking this?
you know, I'll take the mantle because I was sitting next to the man that was smiling over it. So, you know, I can't remember what the film was called, but I know it's the one where Van Damme's in like New Orleans. So
It was Hard Target.
right.
Yeah.
So I think it was that film, right? I could be wrong. It could be the following day for all I know. But there was a scene where, you know, he's getting changed and, you know, Van Damme's ass is in view for some reason. I don't know why. It was the 80s. Don't at me. Don't shoot the messenger, right? You know, we're watching the scene. I'm seeing it, and I'm like, you know what? It's just a scene where a man's getting changed into different clothes. However, the person that was sitting next to me, I'd never seen anyone smile that much to a scene of a man showing his ass off. Snake, why were you?
movie.
What?
Slowly.
Why were you
movie.
Why were you smiling though to his ass?
Was it? Oh no, was it Kickboxer actually?
Oh yeah, it was from
No,
the kickboxer.
no.
Oh,
Unisol. It was
Oh, Universal
Oh.
Soldier.
Oh, Universal
To be
Soldier.
fair, there's
okay.
enough films where Van Damme's got his arse out. The main point of this is that Mr. Slowly found it very fascinating to see a Belgian man's arse on the screen, and it wasn't Len, so you know.
Yeah.
It was an astonishing, but it was a wonderful, wonderful run up to the wedding, and then of course the actual day itself happened. The wedding day itself.
There's one thing I want to bring
Lord.
up before that.
Oh
Mike.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
It was on the day before again. You know,
Yes.
it's not the beautiful steaks that we digested. Some of the finest bits of meat we've eaten in our lives.
Brilliant.
Oh, crisp. Except for Snakes, where he basically just spat on the grave of that poor little cow that died and
Yes, he
had
did.
it well done. It was when you were just chilling outside, having an old ciggy, and, well, let's just say Jay, Alex, me, and UG and Snake, we found the Nerf guns.
Ah yes, Jay has got an
Nerf
absolutely
guns.
huge collection of Nerf guns, and you bastards decided to, knowing that I was literally at death's door, decided to shoot the living shit out of me when I'm just trying to mind my own business and recover before my wedding day. You bastard!
We wanted to help you get there faster.
Utter bastard. Utter bastard. I mean, there was other stuff we did. Like we did, in fact, shoot Mr. Slowly many times.
Yeah, that's on Yuji's channel.
Yep. And we'd also messed with his shoes. That's on Yuji's channel also. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a great run up. And then we had the day itself, the wedding day itself. Oh man,
Lord.
So to say I was nervous is probably an understatement. We all met up at Jay's house that morning. Started watching more Van Damme films. We had a little pizza as well. And I was, still not feeling my best. Still wasn't feeling great. But I was feeling a hell of a lot better than the day before. But yeah, the nerves then decided that they wanted to start kicking the living shit out of me. So yeah, and it's not something really I want to touch upon too much because I'm not Michael Jackson and you guys aren't young children. But I do want to touch upon it a little bit. It was very difficult for me that day because I'd obviously gone through the whole fucking run up to the wedding, planning it and everything, thinking. If I'm going to get nerves, it's going to be now. It won't be on the day. I'll be fine. But yeah, what was I like on the morning, boys, of the wedding? Yeah. What was the general consensus? How was I?
You look like you shot yourself.
Yeah, there's that. Okay, there's that. But literally at one point, and Jay and I were actually talking about it, the way Mike kept pacing back and forth, we were eventually going to have to tie him down.
Oh yeah,
there was a little bit of pacing. I'll concede. There was a little bit.
Nah, I think
Jay had a carpet when we turned up, and it was a wooden floor when we left. That's how much pacing there was.
Pretty much.
Oh man, it was just I can't describe. I've never had that feeling before in my life, and I can't describe it. But it was one hell of. But thankfully, you boys were there to look after me, and you boys were there to make me feel better. And sorry, Slowly, did you say something?
I was going to say, yeah, we really had to distract you.
This is true, yeah. And I'm
so nervous.
Yeah, and unlike Snake, it took more than Van Damme's arse on the TV to distract me.
Like that ukulele?
Oh god. Like a what?
Oh yeah, I had that ukulele, didn't I? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had a little pink ukulele, and Mr. Slowly decided that he was going to film me messing around with it. Utter clot.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm just going to touch on this real quick. Slowly, I'm calling you out on this. Why were you taking pictures of every time we ordered food?
Oh my god, why did we forget to mention this? Holy shit,
It just dawned on me.
Slowly is literally the fucking Ainsley Harriott of Holland. Constantly taking pictures of everybody's food going, ooh, yeah man. It's just so unnecessary. I don't want to eat it after you've photographed it. I feel like you've stolen my cheeseburger's soul.
It was necessary, Mike.
Same with the fish
for
and chips.
Dietist.
For what?
For my dietist. I'm on the dietary consult.
But why does our food come into it?
Yeah, why the fuck? If you took pictures of them and sent them to your dietitian, I'm surprised you didn't say, how are you not dead from cholesterol, you fat bastard? Why have you eaten 6 meals in a day?
Yeah, why have you eaten burgers, pizza, steaks, chips?
Jesus, man.
Wings.
Yeah, you did take a lot slowly. But I suppose what he was doing was capturing the memory. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Which is why we all should have, snipped a lock of his beard hair off before he pissed off back to Clogland.
We should have done that on the Friday.
Yeah, we should have done.
I know.
Oi, Slowly, give me your beard hair, you bastard!
Oh, you're in luck. I was about to shave it off.
Nope, don't do that.
Nope.
Hey, so, I mean, there is talks, gentlemen. There is talks about a reunion, isn't there?
Yes.
So we are planning on doing this again next year. Hopefully, if everything goes, sort of to plan, I suppose.
Smoothly.
Yeah. Because, I mean, there is some stuff going on at the moment that, is, what's the word? That might potentially throw a spanner in the works. But whatever happens, we are going to get together, regardless of, anything that may potentially get in the way now or may get in the way later. We are still going to get together next year. And lads, I got to tell you, literally the moment you guys left, I was ecstatic about planning something else and doing it again. This is it was the greatest week of my life. 100%. 100%. And it was only unfair that, GB couldn't be there, and Riley and Red, it would have been nice. But now, if we are doing a reunion, there is potential. There's potential that GB and Red could possibly come and take part in it, and have to suffer a couple of days with Snake Freesia. No, I'm just kidding, but What would you think?
What do you think we felt?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I have to apologise to you chaps for having to deal with me for a whole entire week. GB, would you?
No,
what would you? Sorry.
No, you were okay, Snake, on the other hand. But anyways, moving on. Yeah, GB, what do you think about all this?
I'm glad you guys had a chance to get together, get to know each other in real life, because there is a difference between becoming friends online, and you can still be friends online with somebody, but going from that to actually meeting a person in person and having to deal with them 24/7 over the next several days really does make or break friendships. And I'm glad to see that all 5 of your friendships are still firm in place and stronger because of all the misadventures you all had during the wedding week.
Yeah, it definitely has made us. I do feel like we are a bit closer now that we've experienced all that shit that we experienced together.
Yeah,
definitely.
I completely agree with that.
Absolutely.
And we would love to have you and Red, of course, at the reunion. GB, you are absolutely more than welcome to come and join us if you can, of course, if it's within your realms of possibility.
Well, anything's possible. Obviously, Red has his stuff he has to get taken care of so he can fly over there. Same thing for me. I have to get around to getting a passport and also getting somebody to house pets. We have a few trips that we're planning, Riley and me, this year. A short trip to Texas to visit my sisters, and then she's going back to PR for a week or two to visit her family for her birthday. But, because, I have cats and a dog and a home, it's kind of hard to get away. But we'll try to make it for the reunion. No promises. It also depends on things beyond our control, like the world, the economy, etc.
Yeah, of course.
True.
But, we just, at least that you are definitely welcome and wanted to come and join us if you are able to.
I definitely want to come meet you guys eventually and hang out and check out the UK. Maybe not London, even though part of me does want to go look at London from a historical perspective. Go see all the sites. But from what Kane has told me about London, I don't know if I really want to now.
I wouldn't go there. There are parts of London that are safe, and then there's parts of London that are literally like a third world country. Like, you don't want to go to those. Like, literally, crime is up the fucking roof in there.
Yeah, it can be. But, I live on the outskirts, like on the outer ring of London. The central part of London is a little bit nicer and a little bit more historic. And down the road from me is Windsor, obviously with Windsor Castle, the Queen's residence and stuff like that. But, London, I've never been one to say that London's very nice. Because quite frankly, it's like living in a portable toilet. But, it's home and it's where my family is, so I have to appreciate it a little bit, of course. But don't get excited about coming. If anything, the only thing exciting about coming here is knowing that you're going to see me and suffer my idiocy for a couple of days. Nothing else.
Oh, don't worry, Mike. I knew that the first 10 seconds I met you.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I was fairly sure that obviously we spent a lot of time together online. The sort of the final thought I want to give here is that we'd spent a lot of time together online, and we talk when we're not online as well, and stuff like that. And I was absolutely sure that you chaps, probably in the back of your mind, thought that who I am on YouTube isn't who I am in real life. I thought that maybe there was a little bit, he's probably just got a little, an extra volume setting that he uses on YouTube and doesn't, sort of. But I have to say, I'm pretty much the same, aren't I, chaps? For most people who listen now and don't know that, I'm pretty much the same person in real life as I am on YouTube.
Yeah. When I met you in person, I was kind of expecting to meet the same person,
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't really surprised that you were being a bit of a knobhead at the airport, so...
It's just,
I'm still shocked that you didn't get arrested, though.
Yeah. And of course, we'd be remiss to mention my lovely wife, who was there for quite a lot of the shenanigans as well, and spent a lot of time with us, and she thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'd actually like to say this, Jess was an absolute sweetheart to all of us.
She's a
God
good girl.
have mercy on her soul for putting up with us idiots,
No,
and especially that idiot Nicole.
Yeah, that was the first thing I said when I met her. I'm so sorry for the next few days.
Yeah, this is true. She genuinely enjoyed spending time with you chaps, as did I, of course. And it was nice for sort of like, you know, all of us to be together at least once or twice, including Jess during the whole week. So that was lovely.
Yeah.
It was an all-in-all
And then,
great.
of course,
Go on.
Yeah. And then, of course, we had the wedding where, once again, I predicted Mike cried.
Yes, I mean,
it's understandable why. I mean,
Yeah,
probably
it's
the best
yeah, I
day of
get
his
it.
life. You know,
I didn't want to. It was one of them. Genuinely, I held it in, and I was like, "I'm actually all right, thankfully."
Yeah.
And then when she was stood next to me, I turned and saw her, and I saw how incredibly beautiful she looked. That was it. That was, someone switched on the tap, and the flood started.
That was it for you.
That was the moment for me because I had made a point not to look at her since she arrived. You know what I mean? I made a point not to see her. I wanted the moment that I see her to be the moment when I'm about to commit the rest of my life to her. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And kind of went better in my head than it did in real life because I fucking started blubbering like a little child, didn't I? Yeah, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I know you're committed to Jess?
How?
Because you got a big giant tattoo on your neck.
I mean, there is that as well, isn't there? Let's be honest. That's a good point. Oh God, yeah. So I mean, I'm happy to be spending the rest of my life with this absolutely amazingly beautiful woman, and thank you to everybody as well. While I get the opportunity, thank you to the lads here. You know, for being there with me on the most important day of my life, and also thank you to everybody for all the well wishes that I've received on videos on Kane's channel, videos on UG and Snake's channel, and and community tabs and stuff. Thank you for everybody there's far too many people to name, but thank you so much, each and every one of you. I read through everything that has been written, and it's genuinely made me incredibly happy. So thank you for making that week the best week of my life.
Right, seeing as though we're still on the subject of the wedding, can we just please address this real quick because I think this was a legendary moment. Snake Frisia on the dance floor.
Yes. Snake Frisia busting a move and not his hip. Yes. That was. I mean, that beard has a power of magnetism apparently because it won Jessica's mother over. My mother-in-law.
I know.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I genuinely don't know what happened. And he was requesting songs to the DJ, but then refusing to dance for them. So...
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was interesting.
How does that make sense?
Yeah, it doesn't. But yeah, he did dance to his credit, though. He did dance. So, I mean, well done, Mr. Slowly. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. One thing, Mike. I don't like to show up in public. I like to dance privately.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean,
fair enough.
I'm the exact opposite. I don't give a stuff, as you can see from the Jewish dancing video on my channel now. Shameless plug.
Yeah. I'm surprised we didn't drop you because you weighed a fucking ton.
Well, you see, you say that, but I think it was the chair. I think it was just a good
I'm
chair.
being honest. Like, if we just lifted the chair, that would have been too much of a hassle. Once you
I'm
got
not
on
fat.
Yes, you are! And this is coming from a fat cunt!
I might be slightly fat, all right? But still.
Okay, maybe you ought to start hitting the
Mike.
gym and get the muscles up.
Bro! I do!
There's nothing there. There's nothing there to develop, GB. Trust me. I've got the arms of a 10-year-old boy. It's absolutely embarrassing.
Wow.
Mike.
Look, I got away with it. I just filmed it. That was it.
Oh, yeah. But
Yeah,
you were the
that's true,
lucky one.
actually.
Poor
I know,
me,
yeah.
poor Snake, and
He didn't have
Jay
to
and
get in the
Alex.
circle
We
and run
just
around
lifted.
holding hands and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
UG got away with that
See,
one.
I
Really
pulled-
did.
See, I pulled a smart move, so thank you very much.
He just
No,
didn't want to see. He didn't
no,
want Gina
Mike.
to see him dancing.
Now, Mike,
That too.
Mike,
Yes, Mr. Slowly.
now I am used to lifting weights. But your weight, that was, like Kane said, overweight.
Hey, come on now. That's very unnecessary.
You
We'll not
fucking
start throwing daggers
love
at
you,
people here.
Snake. You
Bloody
literally.
hell. Let's not get bogged down with who's a fat bastard and who isn't. All right, Captain Slow, because your face is 5'6" beard.
Well, from what I've heard, it's apparently you, Mike.
Mm.
Listen, I was comfort eating, all right, for the week of the wedding. Leave me alone.
Yeah, y'all did
Okay,
have
is
a
that
few
what we're calling
steaks
it
and
now?
burgers and pizza.
It was, yeah. I mean, the steak. No one. I inhaled it through my nostrils. Essentially, it was gone. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of music, I heard
Was
there
it-
was some karaoke that happened during the wedding.
Well, not really karaoke, but sort of
No.
karaoke.
Oh, there was, yeah. There was a little bit of karaoke, actually. Impromptu karaoke from Big Kane. That's what.
Oh
That's what
yes,
happened.
yes. So I remember.
Oh yeah.
There's one thing I want to talk about. So I was just sitting down, having a grand old time. I was having a drink, and Numb by Linkin Park. By the way, R.I.P. Chester. Never forget you, man. But like, Numb started playing, and you know, I love me a bit of Linkin Park. So you know, in my head, I was starting to sing along through it for a bit, and then I noticed near part of the bar, I think Mike and Jess were standing near each other, and it looked like them two were singing to each other, or I couldn't tell whether they were singing or talking. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna roll up. I'm gonna try and beat Mike at his own game when it comes to like singing and shit. And so when it got to the second half of the song, where it's like the second prelude to the chorus, where you know, Chester sings, you know, and every step that I take is more than I can pray. You know that part. When I sang that bit, I literally shouted it. You know, from the top of my mouth.
You did.
my
You
voice.
did, and I was outside.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
did.
to be fair, it made Mike jump. He was like, "Jesus Christ, how loud can you go, man?"
Yeah, because I thought that came out. It's because I thought it came out of Jess at first. I was like, bloody hell, you've hidden this well.
But yeah. And even at the end of the song, where like Chester's still like screaming and shit, I continued doing that as well. And after the song was over, I had to have a fucking drink.
Yeah,
It felt,
I will
I
give
could
it.
feel
Yeah.
the blood coming out of my mouth. If I'm
I
being
will
honest.
give it to you, Kane. You held the note better than you held me up in that fucking chair. So well done.
Exactly. Thank you,
Yeah.
and fuck you. But there's another thing I want to mention. You know, now we're on about music. There's a little duet that we did that unfortunately no one recorded, sadly. But it was a great duet. A little bit of Green Day, Mr. G-Man.
Yes.
Yes.
We did. We did Boulevard of Broken Dreams, didn't we?
That's right.
It was actually pretty epic. Nobody else was
Mm.
paying attention. It was just me and Kane at the bar, just fucking
I know.
vibing to Green Day. It was quality. Absolute
Yeah.
quality.
You know, we
and you
had
did
each
mention
other's-
before the wedding that you were going to play that, so that was...
Oh, yeah. I teased that some Green Day songs might play, you know.
Yep.
I mean, one ended up playing in the end, but I mean, hey, you know, one's better than nothing.
Exactly.
But yeah. Like when I told GB the story, the best way I described it was we had our arms on each other's shoulders, you know, on one side, and in the other hands, you know, of ours, we had a pint in the other, you know. So that's
yeah.
how it went, you know.
That's how the
Yes.
best karaoke sessions go, is when you've got a mate with you and a beer in each hand. Perfect.
Exactly. That's the best ones.
So overall, it was a phenomenal time. And to follow that up, I actually went to see the Rolling Stones on that Sunday, which was... I'd been winding everybody up about that for the whole week. I'm going to see the Rolling
Especially
Stones
me.
on Sunday. Yeah, so I got to tell you, it was a phenomenal show. And yeah, they've definitely still got it. They've definitely still got it. And this Sunday coming, I'm going to see Duran Duran. So
Nice.
yeah. It's been a very busy couple of weeks, but yeah, it's been a phenomenal time. And like I said before, just thank you to everybody for making this time of my life so incredibly special. It was wonderful, and I thank you all.
I think like just before we wrap up, there's like two things like that I actually want to talk about the wedding day. One that made me laugh, and the second one that I think Mike would appreciate. But anyways, it was like at the very start of the wedding, and most of us were inside. And I think like wedding planner, whoever the hell she was, she wanted two groomsmen to come out. So Ken and I just ran out, and most of the
Yeah.
bridesmaids wanted to walk up with me for some reason.
Oh yeah.
That is. I think
was
it's
just-
because you're the Irish Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, but look, because I know like Jess's mum was like trying to like tease me about it, and all I just said was, "I'm just here. That's all I'm here for." And I think like the second part was like when the reception was over, and I know Kane and Snake were already like gone back, so I literally like stuck with Mike and his family to like 4 a.m.
Oh yeah. We went back to Jessica's mother's house and sat in the garden drinking more beer. It was brilliant.
Yeah. And then eventually I had to go back to my hotel room, got less than an hour's sleep, and then got up and had to go to the airport. So, yeah, that was fun.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely a messy week. 100%. And I may just point out, just right quick at the end here, and give him a chance to sort of explain himself, but you'll never guess who was late getting home. Oh, yeah. Captain fucking Slow. Somehow managed to be 6 hours delayed. Once again, everything had come full circle. He arrived late, he left late, he got home late. Some things never change, do they, Mr. Slowly?
Very poetic, isn't it?
Some things haven't changed at the airport.
Blame the airport. He's going to blame the airport. He's saying, oh, it's the airport's fault.
Well, to be fair, Snake isn't exactly wrong, because for me, when I got to the airport that morning, it took literally for me over an hour to get through security.
Jesus!
Yeah,
you didn't have a beard
all
to
I
check
had was
either.
a carrier.
Yeah.
No, and all I had was a carrier bag. So it took me like an hour to get through that, and then my flight got delayed twice. So then when I eventually got home, I called Mike on the phone, just told him I got home okay, and then slept for about 12, 13 hours after that.
It was needed, though. It was a well-earned kip.
It was, really.
Well-earned.
Like, my missus thought I was dead.
Yes. You're still alive. No, fuck off.
No, piss off.
But it was a great time, honestly. It really was. And I think
really was.
I think we've probably still got many stories we've forgotten about, and I'm sure they'll come out at some point. But I think we've covered the itinerary.
Yeah, the majority of it we've covered.
Yeah.
Okay, so next on the agenda is, and if Red was here, he'd probably roll his eyes and probably say, oh, for fuck's sake, is we got some news from Rockstar Games, didn't we, gents?
Yeah.
A collection of good news and a collection of bad news, depending on your point of view, of course.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and what do you have? Rockstar Games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. So I think what we should do is we should just go over the bad first, and this becomes this comes to like a certain Western online game which we all kind of saw coming. This game is just pretty much dead at this point, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much dead, and a lot of us have been feeling that way for the past few months, ever since Rockstar shifted gears from like weekly events for Red Dead Online to bi-weekly events to monthly events, and no update in December. That was the first big red flag, and no word, no information regarding any plans for future updates or content. The fact that they completely ignored #SaveRedDeadOnline, and not just fans, but also other content creators and streamers, and a lot of people in the gaming news industry also inquired about this, and yet no response from Rockstar until the day or so ago when they basically pointed out the future of Red Dead Online continuing to be nothing more than monthly events and smaller updates, if any updates. It's not really updates because all they're going to do is basically give us new Telegram missions that can be done through the back door. So yeah, Red Dead Online is unfortunately dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a sad state of affairs, but at least they've finally come out now and not exactly said it, but they've basically, insinuated.
Yeah.
Look,
they didn't say it, but they said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They basically said they're not going to do it anymore.
In my opinion, it's kind of bittersweet. I mean, I know people will be like, how is it bittersweet? Well, I feel like at least we got some sort of closure. We at least know nothing's coming now. We at least know that it's done, it's over, it's finished. Instead of being led on for another year or two, of getting neglected and getting ignored whenever we'd ask about something, at least we know now. The only thing we're really going to get is probably just Telegram missions and maybe Call to Arm maps, because I think they also get built through the back door, right?
I think so, but I think at the best case scenario right now, they'll just bring back the All Hallows Call to Arms for Halloween.
Yeah.
Along with the other Halloween content like Madame Nazar's masks you can buy.
Yeah,
and then, of course, the snow in December, along with the holiday season's greetings Call to Arms. That's pretty much it, despite the quote-unquote new Telegram missions they have planned.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be like in the same ballpark as Kane because it is like bittersweet for me because everyone knows like Red Dead Online is how I started, and at the same time, because of Red Dead Online, I got to know GB and Kane very well, and through you guys, I met Mike, Snake, all those guys. So in some ways, it is bittersweet. Red Dead Online is officially dead, but I can't really say I'm too upset about it, honestly.
I think it's because
Yeah.
we've all resigned ourselves to the fact that it is dead, and that what we needed was that confirmation from Rockstar, and
Yeah.
that's essentially what we got.
And not only that, but I mean, the last few updates, like, you know, leading up to this moment, the last couple of updates weren't really that good. You know, the Bounty Hunter sequel, Blood Money especially was a disaster. Naturalist, I think, was kind of hit or miss, and like those 3 updates were, I don't know, for me they were kind of signs saying, yeah, something's off. You know, something's not right.
I agree.
Like I've
Those
always
were
had.
definite
I've always.
signs.
Go ahead, Snake.
Those were definite signs there was something wrong going on. Now, for me, I still like it. I'm only going into it on occasion when I want to relax, feel a bit of cowboy life, and that's it. Not for any kind of content. Just for the fun. That's it.
I think I have to agree with Mr. Slowly. I think, obviously, I've heard a few people say playing Red Dead Online is very relaxing. And I can understand, of course, unless you're Brokeback Frasier, who's hoping that some cowboy's going to get his butt out, so hoping that Crips will get his ass out next time you drop off some shit to him. But in general, it is quite a relaxing game. I've only played it. I played it once on stream, and I've played it once or twice before that, and once or twice after that. And it is a very relaxing game, I think. But a game, if I'm honest, I don't think a video game should be relaxed. I don't. I mean, yes, you'll go on it as a form of entertainment to de-stress or whatever, but you can't have a game that's so boring to the point where you're just robbing yourself of valuable sleep. I don't like that.
I wouldn't also just say it's just relaxing. I'd also say it's a beautiful game as well. I think it's probably one of the most beautiful games that have come out graphically in recent years. Like, it looks so beautiful. Like, and this isn't even on the online. This could be even just for single player. Like, it has probably one of the best open worlds, I think, out there in terms of its looks and its beauty and, you know, all the mysteries that can happen in that world as well. You know, I think it's pretty beautiful and it's awesome. You know?
Well, if Rockstar are a lot of things, they are also very good at creating, activating worlds for us to enjoy. They are very good.
Absolutely.
They've always been good at that. You know, there may be a lot of things, but one thing primarily they are game designers and publishers, and they're bloody good at it, regardless of whether they want to do, you know, the other stuff that we don't like them for. They're good at what they do. And I like to see this as every cloud has a silver lining. So if they are basically washing their hands of Red Dead Online now, it means there is more staff available for other things. You know?
Yeah, they did mention that one of the things they're doing, and it's part of the reason why they kind of moved the development away from Red Dead Online, is because they need more, you know, employees working on, you know, the next GTA game. And, you know, I understand that, but I mean, like, I don't know, could they at least have like a small skeleton crew at least, or at least, you know, a few people that at least would make sufficient content updates for Red Dead Online, like at least something? That's just my gripe, you know, but it's completely understandable still.
Yeah.
I had something else I wanted to add before we wrap up the Red Dead part. I
Okay.
wouldn't have a problem with them, you know, quote unquote, ending live service to Red Dead Online if it felt like a complete game. When they finally added Heist to GTA Online, they could have stopped right then and there. In fact, they did shortly after with Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1 and 2 for PS3, Xbox 360. It finally felt like a complete online game adding Heist. Red Dead Online still feels like it's missing something, you know, not just properties, but also something similar, like Kane has talked about for years, like its own version of heists or robberies, the ability to be a full-fledged outlaw. That's what we wanted. We didn't want to be naturalists. We didn't want to sedate animals. We didn't want, you know, more of the same with the Bounty Hunter expansion role, which is what it was. It was just more of the same. And Blood Money, exactly, more of the same. You know, we had stranger missions already in the game. They just added new stranger missions and included a fourth currency. We had cash cash, we had gold bars, we had stupid roll tokens, and now Capitale. They went in a completely terrible direction with Red Dead Online, and that is a big part of the problem with why it ultimately failed. It's not the community that failed Red Dead Online. It is Rockstar and their bad vision and take on what they thought Red Dead Online should be and not what we wanted it to be. So I just wanted to say that, and I do appreciate everyone that we made friends with and we posted up with over the past 3 years. I had a great time playing Red Dead Online. I met a lot of great people, but unfortunately, I feel like Red Dead Online is on its way out the door. And yeah, people are still going to play the game for months, years to come, whether it's, Snake wanting to go fishing or wanting to go hunting, Fat loves going out there and playing Red Dead Online. And maybe every now and then I'll pop into playing some poker here and there. And there were some action elements to it, like the Jessica Leclerc story, which never got concluded, by the way. We never found out that Horley was the mastermind all along, right, Kane?
Nah, fake news. Fake news. Don't diss my boy Horley, man.
But
look, if there's one thing that upsets me is that now there's no more content updates. I don't get to see my boy again.
Yeah, no
my
more
boy's
Horley.
Gone.
Yeah, no more Horley, no more Jessica.
Just think of it as a long-lost episode of Unsolved Mysteries.
Pretty much. It's like a TV show you really like, and it had a season finale, yet it got canceled, and you never got to see what happened after the cliffhanger. That's basically Red Dead Online.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But, yeah, it does break my heart that we didn't at least get to finish a conclusion to the Jessica Leclerc story. Our properties are, at the very least, robbers, bankers style updates similar to the OG heist. If they would have done those things and maybe added a few things over from Red Dead Redemption 2, like blackjack, like dominoes, and yeah, Kane, even Five Finger Filet, then it would have actually felt like a bit more of a complete online experience than what we're getting at the very end.
Yeah, and I think the main reason why is because, well, the reason why they really neglected the game was because obviously it didn't make as much money. It still made money for them to justify to keep the servers up and, to keep it standalone and obviously, the gold bar system all there, but it never made nearly as much money as GTA Online.
No, it never was going to, but I think if they would have had a better vision for Red Dead Online and actually listened to the community, then it would have been financially successful in its own right. Yeah, it would have never made as much money in shark card sales, but I'm sure that standalone versions of Red Dead Online and gold bar sales probably put a few bucks in Take-Two and Rockstar's pocket.
How much is a standalone again? Isn't it like $5 or $10?
It started off as $5. That was for a few months, and then they jacked the price up to $20.
Oh, I thought it was only.
And so people are paying $20 for an incomplete online experience. Good job, Take-Two and Rockstar.
That's why I bought it when it was on offer for $5.
Yeah, that's the best deal. You know what? After this news, they should actually just drop the price. Just drop it down to $5 because it might be worth $5. But for an incomplete online service game like Red Dead Online in its state, even with quote-unquote new Telegram missions, it's still far from complete, in my honest opinion, and it's not worth $20.
You'd be better spending that $20 on Cyberpunk for crying out loud.
I mean, here's the thing. With Cyberpunk, at least you're getting a very long and fun in some people's eyes, campaign. The story, from what I've heard, it's all right. It's not the best, but also in recent months, I believe it's gotten a lot better than it was back on launch.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think of it as a massive meme, but I mean, hey, I can give CD Projekt Red for at least trying to fix the problem.
Yeah, well, credit to CD Projekt Red for improving Cyberpunk. Credit to Bethesda for improving Fallout 76. And they're still adding content to Fallout 76, including a new expansion, The Pit. Hello Games for No Man's Sky, along with Rare for Sea of Thieves. Yet, look at Rockstar. Look at how well they handled Red Dead Online. Now, yes, Red Dead Redemption 2, amazing single-player experience. 60-plus hours right there. That is the deal you go for. If you want Red Dead Online, my advice is get Red Dead Redemption 2 to play with Red Dead Online, because Red Dead Online is still technically free with Red Dead Redemption 2. That, in my honest opinion, is a way better deal than spending $20 for Red Dead Online all by its lonesome. We didn't even get a creator to Red Dead Online, nor did we get a similar version of the Rockstar editor so we could take cool photos or, images like, short videos or like epic like shootouts or spaghetti western style videos via a Rockstar editor for Red Dead Online. So yeah, it's a very incomplete game. And with that being said, I guess we can move on to the good news, UG.
I never thought these words would come out of my mouth. GTA Online and good news in the same sentence.
Yeah.
Is this a crossover episode?
I think it's like one of those what if scenarios.
I think it's a case of the Lord taketh
Online
with one hand. The Lord taketh with one hand, giveth the other.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Indeed. So with the new summer. So apparently in GTA Online, there's going to be the summer update that comes out. So I'm not really the expert when it comes to GTA Online. A, I don't really pay attention, and B, I couldn't really give a shit. So I'm going to give this to basically the Rockstar expert of the group, GB.
Well, Kane and I guess we kind of share that title, so I'll let Kane take over here since I ranted a bit about Red Dead Online.
Yeah, I'll take the wheel for this one. I'll drive for a bit for GB. Anyway, so basically the new update has been announced. Well, not really been announced, but it's been basically told what it's going to be. And I'm sorry, all you clickbait GTA YouTubers. I'm so sorry. Please don't shoot the messenger. The Michael update's not coming. We obsessed over an NPC for nothing.
Well, I will say this. I think it still might happen. I think they're going to hold it off till the December update. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm trying to be funny.
I
know. Comedy's not my forte. But
5 out of 10.
The Michael update's not coming for summer. Well, I mean, it's still a 5. I'm gonna be honest. It's a 5's a 5. I'll just put a 5.
5 is better than a 0.
Exactly. But yeah, in this update, from what I've seen, from what it says, it's apparently an IAA themed update. So my little brain immediately is thinking, because it's IAA, we've worked with the IAA in an update before, Doomsday Heist. Yeah. In my head, I'm thinking this could be a Doomsday Heist Part 2, but it couldn't be
a spiritual sequel, at least.
Yeah, it's kind of like a spiritual sequel that's actually good, like better than the first film, Yeah. Like, so from what I've seen is like, it's going to expand on some of the fan favorite businesses of, special cargo, biker businesses, bunker, nightclub and all that. They're going to expand on that and have some new contract missions involving the IAA and all that, going after some criminal conspiracy. Which, I mean, is literally, when you hear, like, conspiracy and all that, it's similar to Doomsday Heist, because in the Doomsday Heist, we were trying to stop a conspiracy to start a nuclear war. Yeah, like, we go in, we take out, some Russians to only realize that we get played by Avon, yada, 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 and we basically have to stop a nuke getting launched, And I could be wrong. It could be a sequel or a successor to Doomsday. I mean, for my sanity, I hope it isn't, because Doomsday was a fucking horrible.
I think there's a very real possibility that you're going to see the IAA chick that we talked to, the director, along with Agent 14. So those,
Agent
she and Agent 14 might return. Yeah,
I think she'll return, and obviously Agent 14, because Agent 14, we've worked with him since Prison Break, and we always knew that he was part of the government.
Yeah.
Especially the IAA, because it's pretty much confirmed in Humane Labs that he's in, the IAA's bed, or he's a field operative at least. It isn't until, like, I believe the Doomsday Heist where it's pretty much confirmed that he's, an employee, he's an agent of the IAA. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the update, mainly because of some of the quality of life stuff that's happening. For example, one thing I believe Miss GB is going to be pleased as punch to hear about. A nerf to the fan favorite Oppressor Mark II.
Yeah.
Notice how I, metaphorically you can hear the sarcasm when I said fan favorite.
Yeah, the broomstick's finally getting nerfed. I hope that's not the only thing, because there's like a list of videos out there, like Gilly Master, Riley Me did a video about this, about other vehicles that need to be balanced for PvP. Some nerfed, some buffed. And I hope Rockstar over the past few months have actually taken this serious and gone in and did a little bit more tweaking than just the broomstick, because that's not the only vehicle that needs to be buffed or nerfed one way or the other. And I hope they finally address the orb spam issue. Right, Rockstar?
Yes. The orbital cannon. And I don't know about the sub-missiles. Would the sub-missiles be classed as a problem, or... I don't know. I don't think they're as bad as the orbital cannon.
No, it's not, because you actually have to have some
Bingo.
skill in like flying
Exactly.
the missile into the target. So
Yeah, you got to be very skilled. So I mean, I
What
don't
mode
think they're gonna
bingo needs?
nerf those. But the orbital cannon, I genuinely hope they nerf it to oblivion. Or how about they do the thing that they should have done on the 12th of December 2017? Just not add it. Just
I
remove
agree.
it. You know, refund everyone that's used it or fired the cannon at least once or twice in their life. And just say, hey, it never happened. The only time you're going to use that thing is when you're destroying Clifford. You know?
yeah,
Like
the meme, like where it falls out of the sky or something, the satellite. Oof.
Yeah.
But the other thing that people were excited about is the fact that apparently we're going to be able to start doing sales in invite lobbies, no longer in public
yes.
lobbies. So that's another change they're
Oh,
bringing.
Yeah.
I believe Snake's going to be happy about that one, aren't you, Snake?
It didn't really matter to me.
Oh,
But
really?
Except
Wow.
maybe on Xbox.
Well, I mean, to
Because-
be fair, you always do sell. Like, back in the day, I used to always see you in a lobby just
Yeah,
selling.
but on PS4 he does the solo lobby bullshit, whereas you can't do that.
Oh,
on
I know.
Xbox. It's valuable on Xbox. It's not really going to be that important on PlayStation.
I mean, to be fair, Mike, I remember one time when he was doing some business stuff, I believe you had a run-in with him while that was going on, right? Remember? Involving aliens?
I accidentally joined this session with a group of other aliens and beat him to death with the business end of my baseball bat.
Wow.
But to still let him finish his business, though, I'm not an absolute terrorist. Do you know what I mean? I'll beat the shit out of him and I'll let him get his cargo. God, I'm not an animal.
And then he ignored you for a month.
Yeah, he did. Greatest month of my life. Most peace and quiet I've ever had, honestly.
And deservedly.
That's the best part.
Honestly, I'm very excited though. You know, I'm a GTA fanboy. As you know, as much as everyone seems to think that that's a bad thing, I'm a GTA fanboy. I love GTA, and I always will. And Rockstar could literally take the two shoes off my feet and leave me with nothing, bereft of anything, and I still wouldn't care as long as I got a good update. So I'm excited for the updates. I don't spend too much time. You see, there are ways to avoid the troll. Do you know what I mean? There's ways to avoid orb spammers. I never ever go into public sessions, and I never go in invite only sessions and things like that. I do race playlists, and if I'm going to do heists, I'll launch them there and then from my thing. I won't walk around like a fucking moron waiting for some cunt to join my lobby and orb spam me.
Oh, and that's another thing. Good. I'm glad you mentioned that, Mike. They're also buffing some payouts, including some select heists.
Yes, and also you're going to earn more money as a bodyguard and an associate in CEO stuff, which is pretty
biker.
cool. MC members, MC members, and certain heist finales. And I don't know if I read somewhere there was supposed to be buffing the payouts on race as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
obviously,
races
you know,
and
that's gonna mean a
adversary
lot
modes
to me.
as well.
What about
That's gonna mean
contact
a lot.
missions, Rockstar? Have you forgotten about the classics?
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, if we're getting something out of them and it's like getting blood out of a stone, we should be just appreciating whatever it is
That's
that we
true.
get.
I mean, at least they are
Yeah.
actually doing something quality of life when it comes to GTA. And the good news is this is across the board. It's not just Milked Edition, PS5, Xbox Series. It's also PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Yeah, so they've not forgotten about the lowly peasant.
For now.
I mean, well, yeah.
For now.
That's true. Yeah, I do believe somebody mentioned in Kane. Whose Discord was it? No, I don't know if it was your Discord. Kane.
Yeah,
it was
but-
someone's Discord, and someone had said that let's hope the invite, being able to sell in an invite-only lobby, isn't locked behind a paywall.
Oh, I said that in my video.
There's another.
I said
person.
it can't be.
Well, there's
can't.
another thing. There's another thing I want to bring up. When I was talking about the change, and I also talked about Rockstar's flip flopping regarding business sales, which I'll talk about in a moment. One of my viewers, Freddy or Isolated 2003, as a joke comment, I believe he said, also, I bet the ability to sell in invite lobbies could be a GTA exclusive, like a GTA Plus exclusive, which I pray to the Almighty Lord that does not happen.
It's not going to.
Well,
I had one reasoning as to why it won't happen. It's simply this. You can invite anyone to an invite-only session. So even if the person is locked behind the GTA Plus paywall, he can just invite a friend who isn't locked behind the GTA Plus paywall, leave, and that becomes his invite-only session to sell in. There's a way around it very easily and very quickly. I don't think Rockstar would be stupid enough to do that, to be quite honest.
You're underestimating their stupidity.
Maybe I am.
Underestimate my stupidity.
I do think that's,
Don't try it.
there's always going to be a way around things. I think Rockstar know that deep down. People are going to find a way around things. It'd be stupid for them to lock an invite-only sales session behind a paywall.
Yeah, a lot of us had that same idea, though, including me in my video. I hope that that's not the case, but you know they're going to put something interesting behind GTA Plus because this version of GTA Plus does not go on for a month. It ends on the 18th for 2 or 3 weeks, and then on the 19th, when the update comes out, I guess another GTA Plus begins, most likely with something locked behind it.
I mean, the way I see
Could
it,
potentially be some new sort of equipment, vehicles, heists, or something.
I'm thinking vehicles.
That's the way I'm seeing it. I believe they're gonna give someone early access to a drip feed vehicle, through GTA Plus.
And that's fine if you want to pay that money to to get that.
I'm fine with that as well.
But
Like, you don't really need to buy a GTA Plus to experience the vehicle. I mean, if you have a friend that has GTA Plus, surely you can just ask them to give you the car, and so you can try that and form your own opinion. I mean, I respect the content creators that have not bought it, and I also respect the content creators that have bought it, just so, hey, they're showing off to their fans, this is the vehicle, you can use this vehicle for this scenario and shit.
I'm going to make it known right now, I don't respect the people who bought GTA Plus. I hope you eat a piece of decrepit crap and die. I've got no time for you.
Yeah, the only logical reason why I can justify someone buying GTA Plus if they happen to be a content creator is simply to try, like Kane was talking about, try out the vehicle or whatever they lock behind it, whether it's a weapon or a property, etc., in order to inform viewers and subscribers whether that's actually purchasing, worth buying whenever it becomes available for everybody else.
Yeah,
that's
if you
the way
do a
I see
review,
it.
fair enough. But
I mean, when I got GTA Plus gifted to me, I tried out the Defesti 8 and also the Brioso as well when they were both, given HAL's variants and all that, because they were both available. And for some reason, my GTA Plus was still available when the next month was starting, which I was a bit confused about. But hey ho, I wasn't going to complain. It's free shit. Well, not really, but I mean, for me, it was free shit because I never actually bought it.
Yeah.
So, I'll be honest. I mean, the Briosa. I mean, I guess it was there. Same with the Defesti 8 HSW variant. They were both mediocre at best. I don't think they're worth £5, to get. But I mean, I guess it's good so you at least have someone that can deliver the message.
Considering you've never had to pay for a vehicle in GTA Online history with real money, I think it's a bit of a piss that you have to get certain vehicles behind the GTA Plus paywall. They would have to be fucking phenomenal vehicles for me to ever consider that, because everything else I can earn online and I can buy those vehicles. So if I'm going to pay real cash, I'm going to need to have something pretty fucking spectacular. Like sell me a God Mode Speedo for £5 a month and I'll happily accept.
I mean, it has, in my opinion, I think, and this is going to be very controversial. You know what? People can flame me all they want in the comment section. I don't care. I'll be honest. I think for this month's GTA Plus, this is my opinion, I'm all right with it. I like the stuff that's on there, but still, I don't think it's worth money. Like the 100%. For diamonds, and not only that, but 50% off heist crew member cuts. For casino heists. That can be really useful. I mean, if you are, trying to make money from the casino
but isn't diamonds now available for everybody a week later?
Yeah, but that's 18% chance. It's but with everyone else, it takes a little bit more time. With GTA Plus users, they just walk into that casino. Every time they start up a heist, they're always guaranteed to get diamonds.
The Panther statue's next.
Yeah. I mean, I won't be surprised. Snake's gonna be buying, he's gonna see it on GTA Plus, and he's gonna be like, "I give you all my money, Rockstar, for Panther statue on Cayo Perico."
So Snake, Yeah, was it worth it to you, GTA Plus, just to get the Panther statue every time you do Kaio?
I already had a panther statue 4 times
Wow, 4 times.
Ooh.
without GTA Plus. Without the GTA Plus. Don't forget, I used 2 machines with 2 characters per machine. That means 4 statues. Last summer.
Good.
Well, I still think GTA Plus is a scam, and
Oh
unfortunately,
yeah, I still feel the same way.
Yeah,
I just think this month's bonuses. I think they're probably the first semi-decent offerings they've given us, in my opinion.
I still don't like the idea of them putting the diamonds around a paywall, though. That part I kind of have issue with, but I am concerned with what they have planned next. And my question is, the GTA Plus is supposed to go on for a full month, right? Is the next half of the month going to include what people have already spent for the July GTA Plus scam? So are they going to get whatever comes out on the 19th? Or is Rockstar going to force people to spend another $6 to get whatever comes out as GTA Plus early access on the day of the next update? Hopefully they don't do that, because that seems a little criminal in my opinion, Rockstar, because you say it's once a month, every month you do GTA Plus, and we haven't had a full month of GTA Plus so far.
I think the way looking at that, GB, I mean, I feel like what they'll probably do is they'll probably just do a short bonus until August. I think that's the best scenario. And they won't charge extra. I might be wrong.
It'll just be an added benefit. Say, okay, for all of you that already got GTA Plus in July, you're also going to get this starting today. Okay, that will make GTA Plus better than it currently is. But they better not try and charge people for 2 GTA Pluses in the same month.
No, they won't. I don't see why they. I mean, legally, I don't think they could. That's like Netflix charging you for your subscription and then cutting services off for a few days and then re-uploading services and expecting you to pay a $5 again.
Well, here's hoping they don't do that.
Yeah, well, I hope not.
Yeah. But unfortunately, so many other sites and online services have subscriptions, and that's just the nature of the beast now. So you have to buy the game if it's not free standalone. And you have to also pay for either Xbox Live or PlayStation Network if you're not playing on PC. And also Nintendo Online, too, if you're on the Switch. And now you have to get the subscription fee. They're just bleeding us out of every dime and nickel and penny that we have.
That's true.
Yep.
But overall, I think it is a mixed bag, because I am obviously a GTA fan and a Red Dead fan. So I saw the first part of the news as good for GTA Online players, including myself that still plays every now and then. But sadly, the other half of the article, obviously bad news for Red Dead Online fans that were hoping that maybe Rockstar wasn't done with Red Dead Online, that maybe there would be future plans for updates. I think that's been squashed as of the community update a few days ago. And I think that it is, like you guys are saying, bittersweet. For one thing, it does give Red Dead Online fans closure. And funeral's coming up on Wednesday, by the way. Red Dead funeral.
Yeah.
That's happening. And hopefully after that, people can finally move on to other games. And for people that still want to play Red Dead Online, whether you're playing it just for fun to relax and hang out with Crips while he tells you about the Tennessee bank job, or you want to go help out Orly and Jessica, never to get a conclusion to that story, or deal with Marcel, or Sprayed by Harriet, or get that Capitelli, that's fine by me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess now that we've finished talking about Rockstar, I guess we can move on to Prickmail now.
Prickmail.
Mail of the pricks.
Yes, so we made a promise to Dark Matter Wolf in the previous installment of Prickast V, because we unfortunately didn't get across to his question until the last second. So Dark Matter Wolf asked, I think this was actually on Prickast IV, what was our favorite stream moment or moments? So does anyone want to go first with this question Do you have a moment or a few moments during the time that we've all streamed, because we're all content creators and streamers, that was a great moment, whether it was, solo playing a game you really enjoyed, or a salty moment, or a moment with friends and subscribers? Who would like to step in first and share their favorite moment or moments?
I'll go first.
Yeah, you go ahead, UJ.
All right, so I've got 2 moments that kind of stand out to me. The first one would be when I did the tribute stream to my dad. That has always kind of been a special one to me because most of you know, like at the time I was still dealing with the loss of my dad. So when I did a stream on that, it was just, to me, it meant a lot that all my close friends were kind of there to kind of support me when I was going through that rough time in my life. But the next moment, Kane would probably know this, it was when we did the prison break heist. It was myself, Kane, Red, and FCG. Yeah, Kane's already laughing. He knows what's coming. So
I know. I already know.
We were doing the setup where we had to like steal the plane, and of course, Fat, being the constipated moron that he is, love you, Fat, by the way. He was so fully convinced that he was a superior pilot, basically talking out his arse. So he jumps into the plane. Kane, Red, and I were just basically like trying to cover him. And Fat proceeds to fuck up the plane within 2 seconds. At least we all got a laugh out of it.
That was a good moment. That was a funny moment.
I think we like spent like an entire minute straight like just laughing, and Fat was just like, "What? What did I do?" And we were like yelling at him, "You crashed the plane, you moron!" that was an accident. A rock got in the way. No, it's just you're a shit pilot. Let's do it again.
Brilliant.
But yeah, those are like my 2 like favorite streaming moments. But at the same time, I don't really like watch my own streams because most people know I hate the sound of my own voice. But that's it for me, anyways. Okay, so well, seeing as though you just spoke, Kane, I guess you can go next.
Okay. Well, right now I'm looking for a funny moment. Hold on.
Okay.
Well, I guess let someone else do it. I'm still looking.
All right, you know what? I'm going to put this person on the spot. Our guest, Mr. Slowly, you're up.
Yeah.
What was your favorite streaming moment or moments?
I've got 2. The first one is, that's a combination of a live stream of a few races Mike, of course, hosted, where I got to beat him 3 times in a row in a Tesla, or a Tesseract in GTA. Yeah. The most funny thing about it is Mike banned the Tesseract from any further races because of that.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I banned the Tesseract because it was a broken supercar.
It is.
It's not affected by catch-up.
It flies out of control.
Yeah.
I don't like driving it.
Yeah, the turning on that is terrible.
But Mike only banned it after I won 3 races in a row with it.
Happy coincidence. Early move on. What's your next one?
Happy coincidence, of course. Anyway, the second one is totally not funny for Mike because we were doing a heist. And we had to go to a ARC aircraft carrier.
Oh, my.
And Mike got
boy.
lost. So the rest of us, we were on the flight deck. Mike was still below decks. And then we started flying off. And Mike got closed in below decks. He couldn't get up to the upper deck at all. So he had to stay there and hear us say what we were doing. And I don't know exactly what he did, but there was a strange noises coming from his microphone. So that was very funny for me.
So what he's saying is his 2 favourite streaming moments are both the times I've been absolutely humiliated.
Yep.
Arsehole.
I thought that would be the other way around, Mike, because your favorite moment is Snake getting bogged down or something.
Oh, I've got a bloody belting favorite moment, but I'll let Kane go.
All right, so I found one of my favorite. Well, actually, I found two of my favorite moments. Probably even
All right.
three. Who knows? But the first one is a Red Dead Online stream. Oh my lord! I never thought I'd go into that rabbit hole again. So you might remember this one, Yuji, because you were there when it happened. So
Okay.
we were doing a bit of Fight Club because sometimes when I used to stream Red Dead back in the day, I would do bar fights, I would do fight clubs. You know, I do stuff, you know, to get the people involved. You know, to have something to do. You know, something fun to do instead of just doing sales and missions all the time. Because I'll be honest, I find that shit kind of boring after a while. So
Yeah.
so we were at Blackwater, I believe. This is where this happened, and now one of the people that joined us was Terms, Mr. Terminator, good old Terms, and for some reason, Terms was attacking Yuji for some reason, even though he wasn't in the ring. I don't know why he was doing it for some reason, but he was, and Yuji was like,
because he's an absolute prat.
well, you were like, stop it, Terms, stop it, and I was like, what's going on here? And you were saying, yeah, he's been a prat and all that, and so I decided I would go and deal with some pests. So, you know, I said this is what I said. He's been a cockwomble, that's what he's being. And quite frankly, he's pissing me off. So I whacked him on the head with my rifle and fucking put one to the head. And Eugene was laughing his ass off when that happened.
That was so perfectly timed. It was now I remember it.
Yeah, that was like March last year. That was, dude. That was fucking golden, bro. like
I was just like standing there, just minding my own business, and Terms being an absolute bollocks just came over and started attacking me for no reason. I don't know.
So-
Maybe he just wanted attention, considering he
Well,
doesn't get that much attention.
Well, he
anyways.
didn't get any attention after I was done with him because he was fucking dead.
Mhm.
He had one to the cranium. So the second funny, like, good moment I remember from a stream was it was actually a Rec Room stream. This was, and we all know how Rec Room can be interesting, to say the least. This isn't the time where I got sexually harassed on Mike's stream. That's, although that could be considered a funny moment of me getting attacked on a stream. No, this was the time when Red and we were playing with like Ben, Monobrow Man, and I believe I can't remember who else was with us, but I think it was just us four. But it was a while ago. I can't really remember. But it was us four, and we invited someone that wanted to join. And he was in VR, which, I mean, you know, that's cool. I think Rec Room is compatible in VR and normal view and all that. And let me just say, I've never regretted inviting a person so much until that day. I know now why GB has an invite-only policy if he knows you. Yeah, because the person we invited wouldn't shut the fuck up. They kept running around like they had a fucking Monster Energy drink, you know? Like, they were bonkers, they were. And then they said they're gonna go to a McDonald's map, and we were like, yeah, you have fun on that map. And for a few minutes, like, we're getting ready to wrap up the stream, and we're just chilling in this, like, I don't know, play area or whatever map. I can't remember what it was. A map with like a bull pit, like a restaurant, like a Chuck E. Cheese sort of map. So we're in there, and we're about to end the stream and shit, and he joins the game again. And so, us four, we literally had to hide from him for a bit. And at one point, we were crawling on the floor, trying to get away to the exit. And then he noticed us after that, and we were like, shit, we've been compromised! And we just ran away, we just split off. He was like, why didn't you join me? And we were like, nah, we gotta get out of here, go away, go! Even random people in the room were running away from him as well, it was funny. But yeah, that was another funny memory I have. And I think the final one I have is a little thing that Dark Matter Wolf will be happy that I mentioned. This is on Battlefield 2042. Another dumpster fire of a game. So this is like, I believe, the early access week stream I did. Because, if you had like the best version, you could play it a week early. I'm just killing this one dude, and I'm about to get gunned down. And what does Mr. Dark Matter Wolf do? my man sneaks up behind him and fucking slits the dude's throat. And I'm like, holy shit, dude.
Wow.
Oh my god. My man ran up like that. God damn. That's crazy. But yeah, those are the best memories I remember having on stream.
Okay.
So,
Mike, you want to really quick chime in with one of your favorite memories before you bounce?
Yeah. Sorry, I've got a home situation I need to disperse and take care of.
It's all good,
No
lad.
worries.
Basically, I think it's going to sound like a cop-out, but most of my streams are filled with some sort of memorable moment. If it's not me arguing with Snake, if it's not us doing heists, race playlists, or whatever. But I probably would have to say my all-time favorite moment from my live stream was when I played golf with Mr. Slowly. I think it was one of the first times we played golf together. And there was one particular moment which stands out in my mind and will always forever.
Oh, yes.
It is the time when Mr. Slowly failed to find the hole. And I'm sure it's not happened. I'm sure it's been more than once in his life when it's happened.
Where
But
the
he
fuck
stood
is
there.
the hole?
Turning his character around on a fucking podium, trying to figure out where the hole was, and all of a sudden, silence, and then, where the fuck is the hole? And I literally died. Everybody on the stream was pissing themselves laughing. Couldn't believe it. This is a man who'd played golf previously, but somehow didn't realise that the ball is white, the grass is green, you should be able to see it. Mr. Slowly didn't, however. And that's probably my favourite save from any stream I've ever done. Just classic Slowly.
Oh God.
Bless him.
Well, I guess before you bounce, Mike, go ahead and plug your channel before I jump in with my memories.
Thank you very much. I'm going to start streaming again on Monday. I'm going to be playing the PS5. I need to download everything over the weekend and set everything up. I am also, GB, you'll be happy to know this, I'm also going to start a playthrough of Mafia's Definitive Edition.
Nice.
So,
Yes.
Don't
That's
start
what
on
we
classic. Don't do it.
Oh Jesus, no.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. It might be funny after
Oh, boy.
do it.
I've also got Resident Evil Village, which I'm going to consider doing a playthrough with Mrs. Dew on stream as well, with both of us having earphones.
Yes.
Jump scares can be very real.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget Resi 7 as well, because you have to play Resi 7 first before you
And Resident 7, and I'm also
play
going to
Village.
consider getting Battlefield 1 too, so I can hang out with the chaps and do some Blackadder stuff.
Nice.
Yes.
Yay!
So yeah, from next week, from Monday onwards, I will be back, and I've got a lot of stuff that I want to start doing on the channel. So yeah, thank you for allowing me to plug myself. It's pointless, but yay.
And congratulations once again to Mike and Jess on being married for a week. Hopefully they make it another week.
Yay!
Let's hope it lasts another one.
Damn it, go on. Another week, another day alive.
Thank you so much, boys. I will leave you in. I know the rest of the Prickmail is going to be perfect in your capable hands. So do enjoy yourselves. I'm sorry I have to dip out, but Mr. Slowly can fill in for me if he can find the fucking hole. Thank you, boys. I appreciate it. And thank you to everyone listening. Godspeed, and I'll see you all very soon.
All right, bye, Mike.
Goodbye.
There, Mike.
And by the
Okay,
way,
so
yeah, Mike's.
GB, I guess you're next.
Yeah, I guess I'm next. Oh no, scary. And by the way, Mike's channel, my channel, Yuji's channel, Kane's channel, and Snake's channels all linked below in the description section, along with Red's channel. He unfortunately couldn't join us today. So I have a few memories. Speaking of Mafia Definitive Edition, I guess we'll start there. Classic difficulty. The nightmare of doing the race on Classic. Nightmare fuel. Lots of radioactive salt. Kane knows what I'm talking about because he tried it too.
Oh, yeah. Well, you see, the difference between me and you, GB, is you were being serious about it.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah. I don't know how many attempts I put towards trying in vain to beat it on Classic, but it was too many past one.
To be fair, like, I was struggling on, like, normal difficulty just to do it.
Yeah.
And I remember that... fuck, I wish I added this memory here, but you know what? I'll just say it here right now. My reaction to finishing that race for the first time... Jesus Christ, I'm surprised I could still talk after that. Because I was, like, screaming so happily. It's like getting your first Fortnite or Warzone or, you know, or your Fall Guys victory for the first time. You feel like the adrenaline kicking in.
It is a good feeling.
Yeah.
But there were no good feelings during that stream. And I played through Mafia Definitive Edition, you know, the first playthrough, I think on Medium. And I didn't have too difficult of a time with the race. The original version of the race on Mafia City of Lost Heaven, the original Mafia game, which is approaching its 20th anniversary next month, by the way, is a nightmare. It's even more of a nightmare than playing it on Classic. But yeah, that's a moment. That was a lot of radioactive salt. I'll think of another, like the final Mafia Classic stream I did was the finale. The final mission inside the art gallery. I think I had no weapons, no anything. And Ruben told me to turn left for some fucking reason. And why I listened to Ruben is beyond me. I went left, and I think I died, and I had to start over at the beginning of the art gallery. And I was so pissed at Ruben over that. And ever since then, whenever I'm asking a question in my live streams, he's like, go left. And I'm like, fuck you, Ruben.
Oh, God.
Listening to him was my first mistake when it comes to Ruben. But
making him one of your mods was your second.
Well, I did that.
Yeah, I've always been meaning to ask that. Why did you make Ruben a mod?
Okay, so it was one day when we were getting annoyed by bots, right? And none of my mods were there except for Ruben. And he had asked previously to be a mod. And I just thought, fuck it. I'm trying to focus on, I forgot whatever game it was. I don't want to deal with the damn mod, the bots or whatever. Here, Ruben, have a fucking wrench. I was going to throw something else at him, but it just happened to be a mod wrench, and he's kept it ever since, even though I threatened to take it away once or twice. But, Ruben has a good heart. He's just Ruben. Misunderstood Ruben.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, those are some Mafia Assault memories I had. But, somehow I managed to get through the mission again. I was in a similar situation, but I managed to beat the final mission in Mafia Definitive Edition on Classic. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for the race, which I'll never do again. The other memory I'd like to bring up is one with Kane, me, Riley, Cormac in the Criminal Mastermind finale for the heist.
Yes! I know what this is!
Yeah.
Oh, God, I know this one! Oh, God.
We managed to get through all the other heists, right? All the way up to Criminal Mastermind. And we were about to finish with the Pacific Standard heist. I think we're in an armored truck, right, Kane?
Yeah, we were in the Variant van.
You, me, Riley, Cormac. Now, this is back when, Riley and I were just friends, just like Kane and I were friends. And, Cormac, I hope Cormac's doing well, by the way. We do miss him.
Yeah.
But hopefully he's having a good life, whatever he's doing. But back then, Riley still lived in PR with her grandparents. And her grandma was not exactly nice about Riley playing video games too much. And there was times when she would cut off the internet because she thought that her granddaughter was playing too much video games. And she did it like right when we were going north on the GOH and going to complete the Pacific Standard heist and accomplish Criminal Mastermind. So boom, Riley disappears. And she's trying to plead with her grandmother to don't do it. Just give her a few more minutes. We're almost done. Then she'll get off video games for the night. Unfortunately, her grandma didn't care and shut off the freaking internet. And unfortunately, we couldn't complete the Pacific Standard heist. And that's when the name G Factor was born. That's why we call her grandparents G Factors. Now, I understand her grandparents' hearts are in the right place, but that day she became kind of infamous on the channel. Fortunately, about an hour or so later, G Factor relented and let Riley get back in. So we did like an additional stream. Thanks to Kane and Cormac for staying up a little later than usual to complete it. So that was an interesting memory there. And I have so many memories, just like you guys do, about times that we've played together, whether it's Red Dead Online, GT Online, or other games. But I guess I'll share one final memory that I guess has some emotion to it for me, is my second playthrough of Ghost of Tsushima. And it was at the very end, the final battle, without spoiling it, is a very emotional moment because it's between you and a character that, the protagonist, Jin Sakai, is very close to. And that's kind of a spoiler in itself. But we've all played the game. So if you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, you're missing out. Snake absolutely loves it. I love it. Kane loves it. Most people that play Ghost of Tsushima loves the game. And I know what's going to happen. I know the decision I'm going to make at the end because it seems like the only canonical decision to make, especially by, living up to the honor and the code of the samurai. You only have really one choice to make at the end. But going into that fight, I actually did really good in that fight compared to the first time I did the final fight in my first playthrough. So I was happy about that. But I just had, tears rolling down my face because it was just a very emotional moment because it felt like I was going to have to do something I really didn't want to do again. And I think that's the best part of not just good writing in video games, but also in TV shows. Like season 4 of Stranger Things was amazing. And like various movies out there. It's just when the emotion really gets to you and you actually feel for their characters and what they're going to and the conflict and everything happening. Even if you've seen the story time and time again, it still hits you. And knowing full well what was going to happen at the end of the fight and the decision I was going to make, it still had an emotional toll on me to the very end of that story. And it's an emotional ending. So those are a few examples that I could cite. And I know I could probably come up with a few more off the top of my head, but I think I'll leave us at that. And thanks again to Dark Matter Wolf for requesting that question in a previous prick mail regarding favorite streamer moments. Maybe in the future we'll do some more, but I'm going to hand the floor back over to Yuji, who now has to take another role of going into Mike's Discord into the prick mail. So thanks, Mike, for dropping the ball. You had one job today, was to read the prick mail in your Discord. Now somebody else has to do it, you schmuck.
Yeah, Mike. Thanks a lot, you cunt. Anyway.
Thank you a lot, you cunt.
All right. The next question in Mike's Discord comes from Terminator. And his question is... that
the guy
guy.
that I shot back in the day.
Yeah, the guy that started a fight with me for no reason. I handed him his ass. But anyways, Terminator's question is, have any of you ever thought about getting into GTA roleplay? If so, what type of roleplay would you do? I'm going to answer that just real quickly by saying I don't care. So this is you can answer the question, guys.
All right. I mean, I don't know. For me, when it comes to GTRP, there are two types I watch. There are like RP trolling stuff, like some of the stuff that Putter used to do back in the day with like Billy Anderson. Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he still loves
some of his like his Billy Anderson videos are the best one. He's just fucking with people, like it's Billy News. I find those funny. Like RP trolling is one of the things I kind of like, just because it's funny seeing how angry some RP people can get. They get genuinely angry because people are just fucking around.
Yeah.
It's a game, but okay. And then I don't know. The other type I probably watch is like, I don't know, maybe like the no pixel stuff. Like where people are playing those game modes and all that. Because I think I watched a Dark Viper stream a while back where I can't remember what server it was, but he was playing a server where there was like cops and robbers map, like mission game mode thing, whatever it was. And it felt like something Rockstar would have made, in terms of the quality and, how it felt. Like it actually looks like something, like it looked like a game mode Rockstar would make,
Yeah.
Like, you go from the Pacific Standard Bank all the way to the LSIA to make your escape. Meanwhile, throughout the map, cops and all that are chasing you throughout the map, and you've got to try and not get, caught. But for me, those are the kind of stuff I'd really watch. Just game modes or RP trolling. That's the other kind of stuff I'd be into. What about you, GB?
I'll let Snake go first. Snake, is there any
okay.
GTA RP that interests you?
Well, not directly. I have watched others play like cops and some other things, but I gave up on that viewing quite fast.
Yeah,
I like role-playing in itself, but GTA role-playing, somehow it doesn't interest me.
Yeah, I think the big problem is that the average GTA player is playing on console, not PC, and so you don't have access to GTA RP on Xbox, PlayStation, whereas PC players that are into it can go into an RP server, and they can be a cop, or they can be a bus driver, or a truck driver, or a construction worker, or a variety of other things that, you know, fill the world of GTA RP. And I do find it fascinating that people really, really get into their character, or a variety of characters, but it's problematic when you're trying to do GTA RP in a public lobby on Xbox or PlayStation, and then you get blown up by somebody on a broomstick.
Yeah.
All right, and the
Wait, before
final
that, like,
question.
1 second.
Yes.
What about like GB? Did you give your opinion on RP or?
I just did.
Oh, okay.
That was
well,
my opinion.
Well, I'm just zoning out. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
This heat's messing with my head, bro.
It's all right. Okay, next
Okay,
question.
don't worry. We've got one question left, and that comes from Uzi, and it's another
Mini Uzi.
Yeah, the Yorkshire Terrier. Anyways,
Oh,
his
God.
question is: if GTA didn't exist, we're back to GTA again. What game do you think would be a top seller and heavily interesting and fun? That's actually a good question.
I think
Wow.
I think what you're talking about is a philosophical discussion. I don't know that we really want to dive into here, because if GTA doesn't exist, say they never made the top-down version of GTA, if they didn't have that one glitch that made GTA possible, then imagine the world of the gaming industry from 97 till now being completely different, because there's so many other crime games that were inspired by GTA. And not only that game, but also what they did, they being Rockstar, with the GTA 3D era, with all the games they played. There would be no Rockstar games right now, for better or worse. Now, right now, we do hate on what Rockstar is today, but that doesn't take away the fact that we love their older games. So that's like a huge topic. I don't know if that's worthy of being a simple Prickmail question. Once again, another great question by Uzi, but any other thoughts you guys have about that particular topic?
I don't know. I mean, if we're talking about bestsellers, I don't know. I mean, maybe Fortnite would take the throne, but that's free to play.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I mean, I'd say it'd be very it do very well in terms of revenue, like in terms of the V-Buck sales, and maybe like skin sales, and even maybe Save the World sales. But that's really about it that I can think of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a very difficult question to answer.
Yeah, because you're not just removing one franchise. You're changing the entire gaming industry without that franchise.
Because not only that, like GTA was like a sort of like a revolutionary game at the time, and it's not even like with just GTA 1. Like even in 2001 with GTA 3, that revolutionized how open world games were done going forward.
Exactly.
Like maybe in Uzi's defense, maybe he could have said like GTA Online, but he never actually.
I think he means GTA in general.
Well, I mean, if he means GTA Online, then I mean, I don't know.
I guess Tetris would still be number one, right, Snake?
No.
What about Minecraft?
I think if the GTA line had not existed, there would have been a different company, different game that would have dominated the landscape. No question about it. Only what kind of game, I can't tell. Maybe a role-playing game. Maybe GCD Project Red would have been the top dog completely.
It could be possible. I mean, they have a lot of good games under their belt. They've got the Witcher, trilogy. That is. I mean, I've never played it, but from what I've been told, it's a phenomenal game series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to do this because it's not cutting out one game, right? Just one game. Even if you cut out one game, even if it's a crappy game, it still has an influence on other games.
Yeah.
We're talking about
it's like you're basically cutting out a franchise.
Yeah, not only that, a huge franchise that has revolutionized the gaming industry, like so many of us have pointed out, for better or worse. And I mean, I guess we go back to the late 90s. I mean, N64 was quite popular along with the original PlayStation. You had, I guess Super Mario would continue to be popular along with Zelda, but They're both still popular to this day. And on the side of PlayStation, yeah, the original top-down GTA was not the most popular game on the original PlayStation, but I guess you substitute that for what was back then. So what was that?
I mean, like the only other popular PlayStation games at the time I could think of from like the 90s would probably be like the first Crash Bandicoot and maybe the first Gran Turismo.
Yeah, the first Gran Turismo, obviously that's still popular, but maybe Crash Bandicoot would be way more popular than it is now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
but when it comes to, like,
Metal
popular-
Gear would be more possible, more popular.
Wait, what, Snake?
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid.
Maybe.
I
very first
actually agree with you. I actually agree with you there. Like that could possibly be, more popular.
Yeah, I think like when it comes to PlayStation 1 games, I gotta throw Tekken 3 in there as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good game.
Mm-hmm.
That is an interesting philosophical discussion we've stumbled ourselves into, and I think it's a great question. Uzi's had good questions in the past, but maybe he didn't understand the full ramifications of pulling GTA out from existence.
Yeah.
Because you'd only lose GTA.
He opened Pandora's box.
Yeah, basically. Because you
He
only
didn't
lose
understand the rabbit
GTA.
hole.
You lose all the other games Rockstar's made. You lose the Manhunts. You lose Warriors. You lose Bully. You lose Midnight Club LA. You use the Red Dead Redemption franchise. Even Red Dead Revolver, because if it wasn't for Rockstar stepping in to pick up Red Dead Revolver, it would have been scrapped entirely, and there would be no Red Dead franchise. And Max Payne, I mean, I guess there'd be still Max Payne 1 and 2 under Remedy. You'd never get Max Payne.
There would never be a third one.
Yeah, there would never be a third one. Some people would be okay with that, but other people thought that Max Payne 3 was a really good game. But I don't know. That's a good question.
And maybe even Uncharted would have never been made.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about, is that it had influences on other gaming studios throughout the industry. I mean, like the top-down was a revolution for its time. And then like Kane said, in 2001, they took it another step with GTA 3, even though the original Mafia game was already in production around the same time. And it came out, not about, I think, a year later, because we have, once again, the 20th anniversary of Mafia City of Lost Heaven coming out. I think that if it wasn't for, like, the first top-down GTA game, I wonder if that team in Czech, under Illusion, now part of Hangar 13, would have been inspired to make that Mafia game. Or perhaps they were already planning on making a Mafia game, even despite GTA top-down not existing, and maybe the Mafia franchise would have been what blew up and was much larger to this day.
Who knows? Maybe there would have been a Mafia Online years later.
Yeah. So maybe Mafia Online would be the huge cash grab moneymaker, and so maybe either way, maybe criminal games would have still eventually came along, such as the Godfather game, as well as the Scarface game. And I don't know about Saints Row, though, because Saints Row was directly inspired by GTA.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's such a great question, though.
Yeah. And by the way, there are Mafia-style games online, but they're not big.
Yeah.
So maybe they would have gotten the chance to grow bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know.
That's another good question. How many potential games out there were destroyed because of GTA?
Yeah.
It's actually kind of
Too
sad.
too many to mention.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But anyways, I think that's pretty much it. Unless you got something else you'd like to jump in and say.
No, I think we've pretty much talked about everything that we can talk about today, haven't we, boys?
I think so.
Yes, I believe that's everything on the shopping list we've done today. We've got everything from the store, and now we just got to
Now all we have
unbox
to do
it.
is just get to the checkout and pay up. So before we leave,
Absolutely.
thank you to everyone for watching today. And before we go, we're going to plug channels as we always do. And we are going to start off with our special guest, Snake Frisia. So, Snake, if you want to promote your channel, go right ahead.
Oh, well.
Kind of put him on the spot there, Yuji.
Well, the guest has to go first.
I'm Snake. I'm Dutch. I'm a freak deaky Dutch. Like Mike likes to quote Austin Powers. And, well, check out my channel. I've got old games, I've got new games, I got live streams, but mostly recordings. And right now, my whole release schedule is in shambles because of the wedding. Anyway, try me, don't buy me. Snake Frisia.
I actually
We
like
love you,
that.
Snake.
That's a good man, Snake.
Try me, don't buy me.
Remember, stay
I love
frosty and
that.
like
That's
me.
brilliant.
Yeah.
That's got to be your new outro, Snake. It has to be.
Oh God.
Okay, so right, GB. I guess you can plug yourself next. What do you got coming up?
Okay, so I'm gonna continue streaming through Spider-Man on Saturdays. I don't know how close I am to finishing it. Maybe by the time the Prickcast comes out, I'm done with it. Maybe, or maybe not. I will continue to cover other games on my channel as well. Yeah, we'll still cover GTA whenever that update drops. We're gonna have a Red Dead funeral, I guess, on Wednesday. I guess I'll do a stream for that on PlayStation, and I'm gonna continue covering other gaming topics on my gaming channel. GB Fang is my non-gaming channel where I still might continue to do TV movie reviews. I'm on the fence about whether or not I want to continue, but Stranger Things 4 was amazing. If you're a Stranger Things fan and you love season 1 and 2 or 3 kind of left you iffy, you should definitely check out Stranger Things 4. Yeah, just saying. But I may do a review on that. And the vlogs channel, Riley and I have a vlogs channel. At the end of the month, we always post a new vlog. So the July 2022 vlog should be coming up in a few weeks from now. Those are pretty much my channels, all which you can find below in the description section, from my main gaming channel to all the other channels I happen to be part of, including this amazing channel with all these pricks.
We love you too.
We love
man.
you too.
What about you?
Okay, so
Eugene?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull triple duty here. Right before I promote myself, I'm gonna promote Red real quick, seeing as though he wasn't here today. So we gotta give our
All
brother Red the 8-bit dinosaur a shout out. Definitely an expert when it comes to racing games like the Crew 2, Gran Turismo 7. So if you're looking for a channel that's very enthusiastic about vehicles, Red the 8-bit dinosaur is your guy. And I know Mike plugged himself already, but we're going to give him a quick plug, seeing as though he recently got married, and hopefully he'll be back streaming next week. And now I got to promote myself. Jesus, I feel like Aussie Pelicans.
He likes trains. Yuji likes trains. So if you like trains and Yuji likes trains, then you should check out Yuji's channel.
Yeah, he loves trains.
Thanks, Chipmunks. Anyways.
He loves Thomas the Tank Engine. That's a good train.
Hey, that was my childhood, but anyways.
Hey, it was my childhood as well. Don't worry. I love that show.
So starting next week, I'm going to be back streaming, considering I took a week off because I was mentally knackered from attending Mike's wedding. So when it comes to Red Dead Redemption 2, not online, I'm going to be starting a road trip where I'm just basically going to be going around the map, taking in all the sights because it's still a beautiful game. And also be starting a new Let's Play on Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I'm probably going to get the Star Wars names mixed up, so if you just come in and you try to use the Force on me, I'm just going to point at you and laugh. So that's basically what's going to be happening on my channel, but definitely check out the rest of these fine gentlemen. And last but not least, I'm now going to hand things over to Mr. Kane. He's going to plug his channel, and he's also wrapping up the show. So, Kane, the floor is yours.
Alrighty-roo. So, as they say, we save the best until last, of course. Yeah. My channel's called It's Kane. I do all sorts of stuff. I do GTA every now and then. A little bit of GTA here and there. I do Spider-Man web-slinger montages sometimes. And, yeah, I do Let's Plays as well on the channel. I have a new Let's Play that's going to be starting up pretty soon. I kind of teased it a little bit when I was streaming Fall Guys last week when this video releases, but this week when I was playing with GB and UG. BioShock Infinite! I will be starting my Let's Play on that soon. So that's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. A mindfuck, but a fun mindfuck, as they say. And also, I do plan on doing a Battlefield 1 stream eventually with Mr. Yuji Outlaw and Mr. Gaming Jew, and hopefully Mr. Go Burns as well. We might have him tag along and take out the Krauts and win the war for king and country and President Wilson. Yes, yes. So yes, that's what's happening on my channel, and I believe. Oh, there's a train going past. Hey, Eugene, there's a train for you outside my home. You want it?
Get fucked.
Aw. Well, anyway, I think that's about enough, as much time as we've all got today. So I think that is where we're going to call it for today, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you so very much for watching the greatest podcast on the entire internet. I know I love a bit of egotism. You know, we all love a bit of egotistic stuff. But yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and from me and all these fine pricks that are on the show, we thank you for watching, and we hope to see you again in the next episode of the Prickcast.
You stupid pricks!